right, we should be going live. We should be probably live right now. There's a little second delay. It's all good, though. Let me share this out real quick. What's going on, William? I know William was in chat beforehand. Maybe he's still in here. Maybe he's not anymore. I don't know. Hope he is. Let me share this quick, and then we'll get going so we can let people know we're live.
I can see it.
Yeah, now you can see us. All right. Yep. Just make sure it's muted so you don't get any back, you know what I mean, from us being on. And all right, we will. I shared it out now, so we'll give it a second. We'll let some people filter in. What's up? What's going on, Zombie? Just gonna start saying what's up to you guys. Welcome to another edition of Thursdays. We got our boy Scove's Big Hits in the house, starting the night off with us. You want to say what's up to the people?
How we doing, guys? Go Packers.
Go Packers. So, now that we got you on here, and this is a good one. I'm wearing the Vikes stuff. We got a Packer fan on first thing. This will make this fun and interesting. What's up, T-Dog? John's Arcade. Rodolph, what's going on? Hope you guys are all doing well. So, our boy Scove's Big Hits, and if you guys don't know who he is, Scove's Big Hits, hopefully Ahmad gets in here. They can pull his link and post it in there so you guys know where to find him if you don't already know. But, so, who is your take? Who are you thinking that, your Packers, what's the Packers' first pick?
I think we're 30. 30, I think.
30th? Okay, so I know we got 22 and 25 in the first round of the Vikes. So who do you feel, or where do you feel the Packers are going to go?
I need a receiver. Another receiver on the roster. Obviously, Aaron ain't getting any younger. So I was watching some highlights today, actually.
Yeah.
And I liked Mims a lot more than I thought I was gonna. Denzel Mims.
Okay.
I think he's nice, but my favorite guy by far is T. Higgins. I want him on the Packers. I don't know if he'll make it to us, but if he does, he needs to be on the Packers.
Nice. Okay.
Where do you?
Well, the Vikings. I mean, we obviously need to continue. We need to find a good corner. We need to look at some secondary. Depending upon what we're going to do with Harris. Harris might even get dealt in a trade during this draft, maybe to move us up. I don't know how that will work, but we'll see. That's some things I have in the back of my mind. We definitely need to focus on our offensive line, and we also need to get a receiver. So there's a lot of talk out there. There's some different people have the guys of like that Justin Jefferson from LSU, possibly.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, dude, he's a beast, man. He beasted out. Even in the national, what do you have? Like 4 touchdowns or 5 touchdowns in that game, I think.
Yeah, something stupid. He was open even when he wasn't open.
Yeah. And
teams too.
And then who's the other cat? I can tell you right now because he's on the top. I got an actual draft picks card of him.
Ruggs?
Jalen Ruger, TSU, the Bullfrogs or whatever. Ruger, yeah.
TCU.
Yeah, strong. He's another strong receiver. I mean, will they be there? It's tough to say. I honestly feel like we have to go corner first, probably a receiver, and I don't know how deep the offensive line is in the draft, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't done as much looking into or research this year. It's just been a weird, with no sports actually going on. It's like, to me, like this is almost crazy until like just yesterday or the day before. It's like, oh crap, the NFL draft's going on. You had you knew it was coming up. But there wasn't really that much crazy talk or a lot going on about it because it was like there's no other sports going on. It's like all of a sudden we got this sporting event, this draft, if you want to call it, and it's not going to be the same as it has been any other year, obviously, with the whole social distancing thing. But, man, insane. So you said you just got done posting a video. What was it? Some new cards you got in? Mail days? What?
Yeah, it's actually crazy. The stuff I bought from your auction was the Tyler Hero and the Zion from you.
Yes. Yep.
I actually got that same Zion card and a jaw from a guy I threw Instagram, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I got both of those.
Nice.
So we got a little lot, be able to hold on to those obviously till season.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait till he comes back, but I mean it's a win-win. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Jaren Jackson's my big guy, and it's all because John Morant. Just these two guys get so much publicity, and I love it. So I might as
Right.
well on the bandwagon. Sign
Dude,
me up.
dude, somebody had on Twitter. I don't know if they're still trying to sell it. I'm a big fan of Triple J too.
I
Somebody
love
had some
Jaren Jackson.
sick. Somebody had a sick Jaren Jackson auto, like a Prism auto or something. I mean, it was just nasty. The only thing I didn't like about it is it looked like there was a little ding in the right corner, like it was very noticeable, like just looking at the picture. And it was really
Wow.
off-centered, like it was really shifted really bad from right to left, like it was right side was super heavy. So let me check the chat and see what everybody's going on. T-Dog said, yo, Sco, what's going on? Kiboom says, what's up, everybody? Glenn, Terry, Buckeye Cardnuts in the house. Buckeye, what are you Browns going to do today, brother? What are the Browns going to do? What are those dogs going for?
Glenn said he wants Percy Harvin on the Vikings, huh?
Ah,
Years.
yeah, first he does want to play again. Did you guys see
I
him
saw that.
running up that ramp, that parking ramp? Rieger is going to Philly. Balls says, howdy from Noah and Boomer. How you guys doing tonight? Hope you guys are doing awesome. Hope you guys are ready. Hope you guys are gonna be watching the draft as well when it does start. Sam B, what's going on? Balls says bear. Duh. Skull it is. Had a lot of different, we'll pull it up later, but a lot of different people I put into post who they felt or who they thought was going to be drafted. What's up, Chuck Dupree? How you doing, man? Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to mix a drink here in a few minutes. I figured we'd get this started first. What's up, W Vogs? What else you got brewing, Scoves? What else got going on? You got any product you're looking at getting into? Anything you're going to be focusing on?
Yeah, so right now it's kind of weird. Obviously, a couple months ago, probably about 6 to 8 months ago, I decided I really wanted to get into the higher end investment stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a lot. I just started a TikTok, which is interesting, and that's an interesting platform.
Okay.
For sure. So got into that. And obviously Instagram. Trying to put more YouTube content out.
Right.
Because I have like an investment side now and my personal collection. Obviously my Packers.
Yeah.
My bad players.
Yep.
So doing a lot of research on that. Obviously I follow baseball super closely. Pretty much know almost every prospect, what they play, at prices. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I've been purchasing some stuff that way, a lot more investment side. So I'm moving some of those, been making some pretty big flips. So we'll be seeing some big cards coming in soon. I just bought a few big ones, so they should be coming in.
Nice. So I want to talk about something while we're hanging out here, while you talk about in the investment side, because I brought it up and I've talked about it in a few streams, and a lot of this kind of echoed from something I watched with Gary V, which obviously he'd be on more of the investment side, and it's the take on. Do you feel like investment wise, do you feel like you would want to focus more money on, we would call the gamble investment, where we're talking about buying Luka rookies, buying more of the youngsters, prospects in baseball, maybe even, but guys that are already coming out that are high dollar, like, we're not even like, well, I think this guy might be good, but he's not high dollar right now. I'm talking like Wander Franco's prospects that are high dollar prospect right now, and they're not even really played yet in the big leagues. Or do you feel like your investment or your money would focus more on the concrete players like a LeBron James, like a Michael Jordan? I mean, Mike Trout probably. And like this is what I always brought up, and this is my kind of analogy on this. So you think about LeBron James, right? There is really nothing he could do unless he did something that was like, he came out and did something super racist or super killed somebody or something of that nature. You follow where I'm going? If basketball was to start tomorrow, let's say basketball started tomorrow, and let's say LeBron James got hurt and it was career ending, it's not going to affect or make an impact on investment or value on his cards. He's just going to probably stay at a standstill, right? Until he hits the Hall of Fame. Then he's going to shoot up again. But if LeBron James takes the Lakers to the playoffs, and if they win a championship, right. So it's kind of a concrete investment. Now, some people hate LeBron, some people don't like LeBron, but he's definitely going to be an investment, and it's a smart investment if you're somebody looking to be on the investment side. But would you focus more your money on the concrete players or more the youngsters and the gamble, we call it?
Yeah, so obviously this whole thing depends on how much money you have and how much
Right.
like willing to put in for your capital.
Absolutely.
So when I did it, I had like kind of an idea of what I wanted to do. So I'll kind of give you my story of how I built the stuff up. I ended up having like $500 that I started with, and put that into a couple prospects that I thought were going to be good. And this was Nick Senzel for the
Yep.
Reds.
Yep.
I bought him early. I bought his gold shimmer for like 300.
Wow.
I bought that for like 300. This dude was selling it super cheap. So I go the prospect route because I know them and I've been, like I said, I follow.
Well, you're heavy on b-ball, man. Or baseball.
Yeah.
You play baseball still, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I bought that, and then I bought a couple lots. I just bought a couple lots just to kind of hold on to for the long run. And a couple of those were Kelnick refractors that were going pretty cheap at the time. Obviously, he's a buddy of mine, so I know his price is going to extremely go high.
Yeah.
And so I went to him. So I went the riskier route. Ended up grading the Senzel, that PSA 10. Ended up taking that PSA 10
Wow.
and trading it for a Luka RPA and a Karl Anthony Towns logo patch, because that card went from 300 to like 7.
Yeah.
So that flip got me up to these two bigger cards. Sold the Luka a couple weeks ago. So I'm just moving that kind of capital for that.
Wow.
I go the route of prospects just because that's going to be more of your stocks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The safer
Yep.
ones are going to be your Mike Trouts,
Yeah.
your LeBrons.
Yep.
They're going to cost you, but you're
Right.
not really ever going to lose it. You're never going to lose the money.
Well, here's what I try to say. Like, they are pricey, but at the same time, like, they're pricey, but some of that stuff is still within reach. But there's going to come a time where those specific players are no longer going to be in reach. Like, if you don't try to land one of those cards, a rookie of LeBron or Jordan or whatever, and again, it's extremely pricey right now. But can you only imagine, like, once LeBron retires, goes to the Hall of Fame? I mean, these cards are going to be, his main rookies are going to be not in reach. Like, it's just not going to be something that's going to be possible. So, and like, even I jumped on one of his Fleer Tradition LeBron rookies or whatever. You can still get them ungraded raw for $250. Like, it's still a LeBron rookie. It's still, it's not a sticker or anything either. It's a legit LeBron rookie. And that thing is going to be probably a couple $1,000s, once he hits the Hall of Fame, or if he makes some other move and does something crazy, before he retires at the same time. So there's a lot that could happen. There's a lot that could go on there. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go mix a drink real quick. I'm going to keep Scoves on here. You have access to the chat, Scoves? You can see the chat right now? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So what I want you guys to do is ask Scove some questions about, like, collecting, the hobby, whatever. I'll be back in, like, literally a minute or two. I'm just going to go mix a drink real quick. So you guys ask away. He could talk or say anything he wants to, but if you guys got any questions, ask away, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
You got the ship for a minute.
Take it over a Viking stream.
Yeah, there you go.
Turn some people to Packer fans. I like that. Oh man, we got some Viking. We have a lot of Viking fans in here. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. I do a lot of, like I said, investment side of stuff. Do a lot of grading prospects and stuff like that. one thing that I think is pretty cool is 5 of the MLB top 100 prospects I actually know personally. So like your Gavin Luxes, I know. Kelnick, I know. Nolan Gorman and Bryce Durang too. So I think that's why I'm kind of into it right now, and that's why I collect them personally. But yes, we go on the Packers. Good Chuck, good stuff, good stuff. I like the Packers there. I should have brought my cheese head out. Uh, Definitely should have brought that cheese head out. What's up, Will? What's your opinion on investing in vintage? Vintage is pretty steady. Uh, you don't really see it spike, like have the spike like Jeff said with the Wander Francos, where he's the number one prospect. He's going to obviously shoot up because the pipeline comes out. But vintage cards, I'm not huge into them. My dad collects vintage pretty heavily. If I could show you what our basement looks like down here, you would definitely be able to see we have a lot of vintage stuff. I personally don't collect vintage too much, but it's usually a little bit safer and a little bit more expensive. Let's see. How has the hobby influenced you outside of cards? Yeah, so I actually joined the hobby about 2.5 years ago around Christmas. I just decided, like, I have a different perspective than every single other collector out here. Obviously, there's Jeff, Defness, there's Eloy, there's Guns. We have a ton of different like life experiences, and I've played with a lot of these guys that were collecting. I know them personally. I have like a different outlook on the hobby than a lot of people. So my side of more of the investment and stuff, it's kind of opened doors for me. Obviously, I've met Jeff. We got to meet in Minnesota. I got to meet all these people. So I think the hobby just kind of, I would never really talk to my friends about the hobby. It never would come up because I thought it was kind of weird that I'm collecting a bunch of cardboard and spending hundreds of dollars on cardboard. But now I'm able to, like, if I want to talk about the hobby, I just jump on a live stream, and just get to comment on stuff. And I think that's one way it's kind of, it's definitely grown my collection a ton, because I probably wouldn't have collected this heavily if I didn't have like the Twitter outlet, the Instagram, the TikTok, all these new platforms that I can meet new people on and talk about it and kind of hear why other people like these guys. That's another reason I might collect them. I could jump in on some new people that I might not have known about if I didn't meet guys in the hobby.
Is it, and touching on that, I guess I'll just dive off that. So you're still actively playing baseball. You play with a lot of these guys, like you say. Maybe for some of the people out there that maybe want to get into prospecting or investing, how do you, besides maybe a connection with some of the players or knowing some of the players, how do you go about finding out, like, who I'm going to go after this guy? Like, let's not connect it to somebody maybe but let's connect it to another prospect that you don't know, but you're gonna go after him. How do you connect that?
Yeah, so what I look at when I'm trying to prospect or trying to invest in someone, I have my 3 tiers. I had a video kind of describing how I kind of go with it.
Guys, watch his videos too. Like, somebody post his link for his YouTube in here. This is what this is about too for Thursday nights, is to let guys get up here. You guys will see a face for him if you haven't seen him, or even if you have, put a face to the name, and then be able to check out his stuff. So if Ahmad, if you guys can post his YouTube link, please do. But go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no problem. So I kind of grade my guys into high end, low end, and obviously your middle tier guys. Usually, all of my tiers are with PSA 10s. Because nowadays that's kind of where you're going to get the money. That's where all of these big time collectors are going to do that. They're all going to be looking for the PSA 10s. So I usually look to buy those, or obviously your Beckett 95s, whichever one you just choose. But, so I have the lower tier about under 100, mid tier about 100 to 200, and then obviously anything higher is obviously the high tier. So when I look for the high tier, right now, Marco Luciano is probably my guy that I'm going for right now for an investment piece. Really super young, He's a lot more of a gamble than obviously your bigger guys when you get up there, but he's like 19 years old, hit 10 home runs on 186 at bats in rookie ball. Like he rakes. But there's a really high upside. They've had Acuna as his like comparison. You know, like
Wow.
that's something that definitely will make me a lot of money if I have some of his stuff.
Right.
So when I have him, I can look into, do I want a high end, low end, or mid end card? So there's two times where you look into the high end, low end, and mid end. So I just bought his PSA 10 refractor, no auto. Bought it for like $25, but it's a PSA 10 of a guy who I think can blow up. Also, the Giants have a fantastic system right now. They have Joey Bart, the second overall pick from a couple years ago. They also have Helio Ramos too, and Luciano plays shortstop, which is Brandon Crawford's their shortstop right now, who's old, and can't hit. So when you look at guys, I look at, is the guy ahead of him somebody that'll be there for a while? Is this prospect system good? Like, attack the Padres right now. Go and buy the Padres. Taylor Trammell, great investment right now. He's super, super cheap, and the Padres have the #1 system in baseball. Like, if you have a good system and they all come up together, that's when you're going to see, like, the Astros from 2014 when they all came up together with Correa. That's when you're going to see some World Series, and that's when you're going to see huge spikes in cards.
So you heard it here first. The Padres World Series probably in what? How many years you think if they get there?
I've been saying that for probably a couple of years here. I think probably 2-3 years. They have Mackenzie Gore, fantastic prospect. He's going to be.
They got Pham too. They picked up Pham. Tommy Pham.
They got Pham. They got Weathers kid, Ryan Weathers, the lefty pitcher. He's going to be very good. Obviously, you're going to go after. There's the Tatis. They got Machado there, obviously locked up Hosmer. And then when you bring in all these prospects that they have, they're just adds on to it. They're going to be very good for a long time.
And I would honestly, guys, I mean, some of you may not know Scoves or know much. This might be the first time you've seen him or even hearing about him, and that's what I love about bringing people on here, because then you guys get to know him and you guys can go check out his stuff. People are posting his link, his YouTube and stuff. But he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. I mean, and on an investment side, you know, we don't talk a lot about real investments like on my channel in general, because we're more just PC driven, you know, who you love, which he also does as well, but he just started two sides of this now, which is cool, which is very awesome. And you guys could do that as well, and some of you may already. But he knows, I mean, he's obviously flipping and he's obviously he's made good money. Now, I'm sure he's had some times where he's had some flop on a player or two, but I would say it's probably a lot less than it is how much more positive or more money he's actually made or made in investments. So Padres, couple years, World Series. What are the other teams that you would say would be high on the radar as far as a team in general, you know, where their systems are good, players are coming up, young teams, or teams putting it together? Because again, I like to pick your brain, especially I know it's football draft night, but draft hasn't started yet. He knows a lot on baseball. I got him on here. We talked football. We'll get back to football, but I want to pick his brain a little bit because he is a baseball man.
Yeah. My favorite team. I'm saying this is going to be a World Series matchup right here. Padres will be on that one side.
Okay.
The NFL. And I absolutely am in love with the GM from the Seattle Mariners.
Oh, Glenn loves you already. Glenn right in the chat. You and Glenn just became best friends. Glenn, my man Glenn, and he's a great guy. He's in chat right now. In fact, I don't know if you saw his comment. Before you keep going, I want to read what his comment was that he put up here earlier that I saw.
Oh, okay.
Where was it? About Kyle Lewis and something. Did I oversee it already? Glenn, he said, bought about 100 Kyle Lewises, 300 plus Bo Bichette's. When Bo was on his double streak and when Kyle was hitting his home runs, there were some nice lots on eBay. So you and Glenn, the optimistic Mariners fan, are best friends now. So
yes, I've always had a soft spot for the Mariners because my dad used to work for the Timber Rattlers, and they used to be the Mariners single-A affiliate.
Okay.
And then I worked for the Timber Rattlers last year. So, but now they're the Brewers single A affiliate.
Okay.
So I've had a soft spot for the Mariners, but now my buddy Jared, who was the 6th overall pick, for the Mets, actually got traded there.
Kalenic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got traded over there. So I'm saying for the AL out of coming that, it's going to either be the White Sox in a couple years. They're going to be unreal.
Ball said that.
Nick Madrigal. Nick Madrigal is another good investment. I love Nick Madrigal. That guy is a stud, and his cards don't go up at all. I don't know why.
Right.
But the White Sox and the Mariners both, because Luis Robert, everybody's talking about him.
Yeah.
But they don't put enough love on Jared, and they have Julio Rodriguez too coming up.
Yeah.
Julio Rodriguez is 19 and just hitting balls 450 feet.
Right.
So imagine Kyle Lewis in the outfield, Jared, and Julio Rodriguez in that outfield. Oh my gosh! Good luck.
So
Good luck.
when you talked about Kalenic, and that's actually somebody you know, it's a buddy of yours. I was actually kind of shocked. He was drafted how many years ago? Now, how many years has it been?
2 years.
Oh, that's it. Okay. For some reason, it seems like it's been a lot longer than that. It seems like he's had cards like in prospect cards and stuff. It seems like it's been forever, but I guess it was just 2 years ago. It seems like it's been like 4 years or something to me. Like, I don't know why. And I was going to ask you, when do you feel like maybe this coming season he actually plays up in the bigs, or when do you feel like he's going to be ready, or when do you think they're going to make the call for him?
Yeah, see, if the full season happened, I would have said towards the end of this year, because I think that they're going to have to start kind of cropping him up there,
Right.
because they have all these dudes that came from the Mets. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if you remember the deal that was done for Jared was actually the Robinson Cano and Edwin Diaz deal.
Okay.
So Justin Dunn is another huge prospect for the Mets. He got traded with Jared over there. So they just pretty much ripped him off because Edwin Diaz didn't have a great year for the Mets, and Cano's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
And so Mariners just got super young. They still have Evan White. I think we talked about him in Minnesota when I was up there with you.
Yeah.
Show, trying to buy some Evan White because he's super cheap too.
Yeah.
So they have Evan White. They got Julio. They got a ton of stuff. They have that Novielli Marte as well.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a nice little prospect there too.
Yep.
So they just got super young, and that's what the White Sox are doing here too.
Yep.
So the White Sox are loaded too. Abreu just got the contract. Moncada, Tim Anderson led the league in hitting. And then you're going to bring up Robert, and then you're going to bring up Madrigal. I don't even know how many spots they're going to have, and they stole Grandal from us. So,
Yeah.
They're
Right.
that lineup is absolutely going to be stacked. Scary lineup right there.
Dude, can you guys? I mean, like just having Scoves on here just right now, just talking with his knowledge. This would be the type of guy you'd want to be hanging around the fire and having a couple of drinks and just talking sports because the guy definitely has the knowledge. Peds card collection says they need pitching. You want to touch on that?
Well,
Mariners need it. White Sox have it. He said.
Yeah, so the Mariners definitely do, but they do have Logan Gilbert coming up, who I'm very high on. You don't invest in pitchers much.
Right.
That's one thing I never do. Obviously, a lot of people know that already.
Yep.
But Logan Gilbert is going to be a very, very good pitcher. He's going to be a very good pitcher.
Good. Okay. So you heard it here. Man, that was good. That was some good stuff. We've been going a good, 40 minutes now, I think we've already been on here.
Is it really?
Half an hour. Half an hour we've been live. It took us a little bit to go. Jeff, we have to link up so we can do it live. Yeah, Dent, anytime, brother. You got to leave, though. Drinking, just want to pop in. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, maybe next Thursday you can come and hang out or pop on, Dent. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else you want to touch on? Is there any football? Let's before we get you off, because we'll give you a little more time because you're good with the talking and the in-depth stuff. What are some of the football prospects or football guys? What are some of the guys, besides who you may want to see on your Packers or drafted, who are some of the guys that you're kind of eyeing or targeting on an investment side, like coming up, like that are going to be in the draft this year? Besides your knowing Boro and guys like that, guys that maybe names that we're not gonna hear about as much. Is there any?
I don't really see in football. It's weird because it's hard to invest in football. It really
Oh
is.
yeah,
Because so think about it. You come out of the draft and I invest all my money in Michael Thomas. He's the best guy in the league by like obviously the best receiver.
yep,
But I can buy his National Treasures RPA for like 60, 70 bucks. You
right,
know?
right.
So it's like I say kind of stay away from my investment ones. Obviously my PC for football is pretty big. But for investments, obviously there's like you can go your Kylers, you can go a lot of different ways. But even running backs don't sell well. It's just if you're gonna go into investment, uh, I would probably you have to go just straight quarterbacks.
You
Where you're
make
only,
you
you're
make
looking,
you make a great point. I'm going to touch on this as well with you. So I talk about it a lot too in streams about how like how you said, you don't invest in pitchers, right, in baseball? Like you
yep,
don't
stay
invest in
away.
pitchers cuz they don't you can go buy the best pitchers rookies unless it's like a laundry tag auto crazy thing. It might be a couple
Mm-hmm.
$100, but that's really it. But in football, I typically say if you're going to invest in anybody, you want to invest in quarterbacks, right?
Quarterbacks for sure.
Quarterbacks is what you're going to invest in. It's going to be quarterbacks, quarterbacks, quarterbacks. Um, but he's right, and for a lot of you guys who really just love football, there's nothing wrong with it. There's still value in it. There's just not like he's saying that investment side in it. So more like you're just PC, like collect it to PC, buy other product,
Mm-hmm.
get in breaks so you can trade stuff you get to get more PC cards. But don't look at football as much as an investment because he's right. He hits it right on the nose. Michael Thomas, you would think when you see some of his cards, you're like, man, that should be like a $500 card, and you hit it right
Right,
on
it's
the
the
you hit it
best.
right on the nose. I can go buy it for 60, $70 easily.
Yeah, and yeah, maybe you buy it for 20 bucks. He was a first round pick, so maybe you buy it
Right,
for 20 bucks right away.
right,
And you're like, this guy's gonna be good. You could have picked the best guy. He is a stud. He might as well make it in the Hall of Fame, but still,
right,
you're still gonna maybe get 3 times your money, and
right,
that might take you 5 years, 6 years. It took a while for Thomas to become good.
right.
But you go into baseball. If I invest, like I have my flyer cards right now is Dalton Varsho. I invested in him super early. Nobody even knew who he was.
Yeah,
He's actually from Wisconsin. I played with him before,
yeah,
and I bought a crap ton of his stuff. I have his orange. I have a purple. I got 3 blues and a mojo of his.
yeah,
And I was buying the purples for 25 bucks, and now they go for 150, and he's not even in the league
yeah. It's crazy.
because I mean, baseball people have to hit it beforehand. Because if you hit a prospect beforehand, say you bought your Acuñas for like 500 bucks,
Yeah,
those things are like almost 2,000 now for a PSA 10 Bowman first. So like, there's just a lot more money that prospectors, I'll kind of give that
yes,
name to it,
yep,
will put into it. You can't really prospect football because NFL probably won't ever, or NCAA won't allow you to get the college ones because that's pretty much what the
right, right,
equivalent would be, and they're never going to let them get the money.
right. Yeah, and then like when you go to like a card show, like I'll hear it all the dang time. Like guys that are like big into whatever, and you see them all the time when you're at any shows or anything, and they'll constantly be saying like they'll even joke like they love football, but they'll even be like, "What are football cards? Like what you know what I mean? Like because they're looking through the baseball stuff and they're digging. They're like, what's football cards? Because on their end they're not a PC. They're not a just collect on that end. They're investment only. And if they're investment only, it's really going to be on the baseball side and the prospecting side.
Yeah,
So you hit it right on the nose, man, for sure. What
yeah,
up, Cody?
and when you
Eloy,
go to
Eloy said Wisconsin has baseball? Question mark.
the college doesn't, but we have right now in the MLB pipeline, I think six prospects that are in the top 100. Um,
Yeah.
Eli should know that. Gavin Lux is from right down here. I played with him down here in Milwaukee.
Hey,
He's
what's his Balls just asked thoughts on Bobby Witt.
Bobby Witt's going to be a stud. He's definitely going to be a stud. Um, he's super young, and the Royals obviously need as much help as they can get. but he doesn't have a first Bowman out, and now with the quarantine, it's getting pushed back even more. So it's weird because the only thing you can buy of his right now are like unlicensed stuff,
Yeah.
and not his real first Bowman. So it's tough. It's a tough spot to be in with Bobby Witt because I would love to get some Bobby Witt.
Yeah.
If you're a Bobby Witt fan, I would definitely send to his house because I have a few Bobby Witt autos, and he signs through the mail very easily. So definitely go and check that out if you are a Bobby Witt fan.
That's pretty crazy. He's to be a prospect and do through the mail is pretty insane. What's up, Connors? How you doing, man? Johnny W, everybody popping in. Cody R, good to see you guys. Sorry if I kind of missed some of your comments. Kind of focusing back whenever somebody's up here talking. Bonnetto Jones, 5th round steal. Trying to see if they missed anything else that people were talking about as far as what you were saying. Again, Boomer said, John, it was saying Noah, him and his son are just soaking it in on what you're talking about with the prospecting and the players. I mean, guys, a lot of great advice. Very, very great advice, especially with the prospecting and stuff too. And I was kind of even shocked that we took it there with it being football draft night. But again, I mean, this is the hobby. This is collecting. We collect all sports. We're not a one sport, pony hobby, community, whatever. We do it all. We love our football too. And again, me or Scoves are not, either one of us aren't sitting here saying, don't collect football, don't buy football product. We're saying on an investment side, you can do both, or you can do one, or you do what you want. But on an investment side, don't count on the football on an investment side. Collect football to collect it, to have fun, to enjoy it because you love the sport, to PC your guys and get in breaks and get other teams and get randoms so you can trade to other people and do what you want to do with others. So, yeah, better be prospecting my boy Carter. So, Eli says, better be prospecting my boy Carter Young. Justin, he says. He says, you better be doing that.
Yeah, so if I'm Eloy and you have a Dodger prospect, you have like an inside scoop, that's definitely what you should do is go for a guy, like unload and just get a bunch of his stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're probably being able to buy his stuff for pretty cheap.
Right.
It's kind of what I did with Varsho stuff and doing that with Terang right now because he's a brewer guy.
Yep.
And I got to work with him and stuff. But definitely going back to your football point, I'll kind of show you guys what I've posted videos of my basement here, but that almost all of those things over there, all the stuff on the table, half that side is all football. So I collect a ton of football, but they're all for obviously for me to keep. I'm never going to give away that stuff. I'll never give it up. But like right now, I like Deshaun Watson. He's pretty affordable, and yeah, his prices are taking a hit now because DeAndre Hopkins left, but he's still a stud.
Right.
If you want to go for an investment side, you can't really touch a Kyler Murray or Daniel Jones, which those ones.
Those are guys. Unless you have a big bankroll, a Kyler Murray, someone like I did. I went out and I got a Kyler Murray rookie auto card, like a decent one, a Contenders Optic, number to like 27, because the price was right. But those are guys that you don't want to make as a PC, but if you can get a rookie of his, put one in there, like in your PC, like an auto or whatever. Just don't make it as like a heavy main PC of yours, because like Scove says, it's not going to be affordable. And that's another thing that I always say, don't PC players, it's always you hear the guys that are like, and these guys, well, I don't know how much money they make, but I don't see them blowing money left and right. So, and maybe they're just smart with their money. But you see guys all the time and you go, what's your PC? And they go, and it's football, and they go, Kyler Murray, Minshew, Mike Trout, and it's LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Giannis. That's my PC. Well,
I love those people.
Show me your
kids usually.
Show me your PC and how many cards you have, and maybe they have one of each player, like a good card or 0 or 1 or exactly. Like, don't limit yourself. Have players that you enjoy, that you like, that you can get a boat ton of. Like poor Eloy and his Lions. I mean, he can get thousands and thousands because, let's face it, they're Lions players, right? Just kidding, Eloy. I love you, buddy. But seriously, on a serious note, like, find players like me, the Vikings. You can say the same thing for me because, again, we just talk football. football is not a high dollar thing. I can find any of my favorite players ever of Vikings, and I can easily purchase and build up what I want. And I can have a huge PC, a bunch of them, not just one or two of a guy, and be like, oh, this is my PC, I PC him. Even though you have one or two of a guy that, whatever, like, so just think of that when you're, all right.
Yeah. I'm reading here, this Sterling guy says, turning prospect cards can be fun, but don't expect to net positive. For netting positive on doing these, there's, I mean, I can say that I've made a lot of money on the Bowman stuff and making money on that. Yeah. It's just you have to find what works and what markets have enough money. So if you want to invest in Yankees, obviously they're going to pay through the roof. Like right now, invest in Esteban. I can't even say his name. Florial. He's a shortstop or outfield. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Gregorius.
Florial.
He plays for the Yankees. So he was super, super high. I'm pretty sure he had Tommy John, and now his stuff's super affordable. I grabbed a couple of his things, and then I ended up, once they said he was back and healthy, I was able to flip it and make that money. It's just finding the right time to buy in. It's just like stocks, but sometimes you have to buy the super cheap stocks and then just watch them gradually grow. I mean, it's just, you have to find, like, I could give you guys all my prospects, but then I would be paying top dollar for them because I'm going to know you guys are bidding me up on eBay.
Right. All right, brother, you got anything else for me? I'm going to probably get the next guest on here in a second, man. We've had a good 40 plus minutes.
Oh, man, it's been that long already?
Yeah, but man, I enjoy it, dude. We'll have to have you on again for sure, man. It's fun just having you, listening to you talk. I have some ideas of some stuff me and you could probably do too, and we can talk about that later. Really enjoy the context of, when you speak and when you talk. It really adds it, and that's what makes us go so fast. I mean, we're 40-some minutes in, and it seems like we've been on for like 5 or 10 minutes, but there's been a ton of great information that's been shared in that 40-minute span, so pretty amazing. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just got one thing before I head out. So I am doing my 500 sub giveaway right now. It's for a break for Eloy's thing. I'm buying a spot in Eloy's breaks tomorrow. So whoever wins that, I'm going live at like 2 or 3 tomorrow to pick the winner. So it's just another way to get more people in on Eloy's auctions and stuff like that too.
Perfect.
Because I've been buying a bunch of stuff from his stuff too. I go to years at Eloy's back and forth.
Yeah.
And the gun show.
Oh yeah.
Definitely great stuff. Obviously you guys put great content out, so just to get more people in there, definitely go at it. And I think all you have to do is just.
One more thing. Yeah. Where did you play ball?
So my first year I went to school in Omaha, Nebraska. I went down there for a year, played there, and I got a little homesick, so ended up transferring to University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, and played there for 3 years. And that's kind of how I got to get a couple things signed from Mackenzie Gore, because my buddy plays with him right now in AA, or he did with them with the Padres. So meet a lot of nice people, like I said. I got to play all these guys. I have a different experience than a lot of people in the hobby. That way, which I think is awesome, because obviously you guys know a lot more about the older cards. I've met people who know the older cards. You can help me with vintage, and it's just, hobby definitely brings you together. So if you are new to it, definitely stay in it. I didn't think I was going to stick through it after the first year, because I was only at like 70 subs for my first year.
Yeah.
And it's just making consistent content and find people that you like. Find people that you like in the hobby. Comment on all their stuff. Join the lives. The lives are so much fun. Like watching Jimmy get hammered on a Saturday night during a quarantine. Hilarious.
It's the best.
It's one of the best things you can do on a Saturday night when you can't leave.
It is for sure.
And then I have to get drunk with him too, because that's pretty much the only rules.
Right.
With him and.
Somebody drop Scove's link again to his YouTube before he gets out of here, just so you guys can grab him up if you're late or you didn't get to get it before. Make sure you guys show him some love, man. I mean, like I always say, you guys should all be getting everybody in here. Anybody that's active in chat, Eloy, everybody, man. All you guys' channel, Rippin' Gypsy, Crazy for Cardboard Prospecting. Everybody brings their own thing, and not everybody's a breaker. Some people do just YouTube content. Some people just do mail day content. Some people do auctions. Some people do a wide variety of thing like I do, like a lot of different things to try to keep it fresh and different day by day. But we all add something. So, Scopes, you got any last words, man? I'm going to let you kind of just join the chat or hang out or do whatever you want to do the rest of the night. But, man, I appreciate it. Your context is good. Again, I think I have some great ideas of some things we could do for future stuff, future YouTube stuff that might make some things interesting. So, you got anything else for everybody?
Guys, all pray. Whatever you gotta do, cross your fingers and hope that T. Higgins becomes a Packer. That's all I want.
All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate you joining tonight, my brother. As always, buddy.
Of course.
Love you, man. Take care. We'll talk to you later.
Yep, have a great night.
All right. Smash you in. All right. Let's see. Did you end, Scopes? Hang on.
I'm getting out of it right
You're
now.
good. Let me see. Hang on. So I don't got these both.
So I just leave the meeting, correct?
Yeah, you should just be able to leave.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
It's all good. Yep, thanks, man. Appreciate you. All right, there he is. There's the next man on the mission. We got, if you guys don't know who this is our boy Smash from Rip and Gypsy. I like to call him Michael, but you guys decide which way you want to call him and who you want to call him. Michael or Smash. Smash, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
This is another day in paradise. How are you?
I'm all right. I can't complain. It is Thursday. We're almost to the weekend. The weekend is approaching. Always enjoy these Thursdays. It is a little different tonight because we do have some excitement going on in the sports world, which has been very blah for a while now. Well, you're a Browns guy. So who are your Browns going after when they get to draft?
We're going to mess it up. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
No, I mean, honestly, I hope we go a tackle. I'll be honest. I know it's not the pretty thing. I know it's not that.
Yeah.
Either tackle or a linebacker. To me, that's the two areas hard the Browns need to shore up more intensively. I'm trying to remember. I haven't looked at the mocks for a while. I kind of stay out of them. But sit there and I would like to see a good linebacker come out, especially since they're so young. That defensive lines, if Garrett comes back, it's going to be solid. You got Greedy and Ward on the corners. That'll shut that down. Safeties are kind of weak, but you can pick that up as we go along. But I think that linebacker position, as we still see the evolution of NFL offenses getting away from smash mouth. See, I did there, smash.
Yeah.
Smash mouth, run games. But you still have these explosive running backs throughout the league. You got to deal with guys like Zeke, Saquon, Phillip Lindsay, these guys that can run, Josh Jacobs, those guys that can run up the middle. And sadly, I think with the evolution of the offense that's going to West Coast offense or air out offense, those stud linebackers we grew up with, Brooks and Ray Lewis and all those guys are just kind of a dying breed until the offense changes again.
So I see some comments in the chat in regards to your Browns protecting Maker Bayfield, saying protect the Maker man. You think that's what they need to do?
Okay, so let's go with this. So Stefanski's offense up in Minnesota, you might know it kind of well.
Oh, I know him real well.
You might be able to give me some more insights on how that really runs.
The problem is our offensive line has always been our struggle. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the offensive line has never been strong in Minnesota because we start a season where we feel like we have a pretty decent line, and then once we get to week 16, 17, it's pretty much not more than 3 of these linemen have played together in one game for 16, 17 weeks. It's a constant revolving. One guy's hurt, one guy's in, one guy's out, moving around. It's never a It's never guys play
never a
together. It's
team.
not like a Dallas Cowboys line, like where these guys pretty much every week play together, the 5 of them, and they're just beast moding and knocking everybody over so Zeke or anybody can get in the backfield and run and do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get you, because everybody's talking, let's kind of shift gears away from Cleveland for a sec. But,
Yeah.
With Brady going down and Gronk
Keep talking. I'm going to
potentially
make
coming
another
back.
drink. You keep talking. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Yeah, with those guys coming back, everybody now is like, oh, Tampa has one of the best lines ever. And they were consistently throughout. It's unfortunately Winston made bad decisions and gave up a lot of happy points to other people. He had a lot of completions, just unfortunately it's to the other side. Now, was that because due to pressure? Was that due to his inaccuracy? Was that due to the scheme? That's a lot of stuff you got to take into consideration. But with the Browns having probably I still think it's still one of the best wide receiver combos in OBJ and Landry, and you got 2 stud running backs still, Chubb, and Hunt, and you got a quarterback who's coming off a sophomore slump from hell. I'm sorry, but there's a lot to prove there.
Yeah.
So on the offensive side, the thing you have to look at is the offensive line, because ever since Joe Thomas left, who was the anchor of Cleveland forever, you got rid of like half your offensive line and you kept rotating guys through. So yeah, I'm with you. I played O-line in high school on that side of the ball, and it's you get used to working with the guy next to you of how he's going to do things. Even simple, it's all the same scheme.
Right.
But if you half step fired to the right and you're used to taking a 6-inch step because the other guy doesn't take a 4-inch step, and then
Right.
It's just little semantics like that, and then good defensive linemen, which the NFL is stacked with good defensive linemen now.
Right.
I mean,
You got You talk about the step, the 4-6 for the 6 to the 4-inch step. One guy's got a size 25 shoe, and the other guy's got a size 12, right?
that too.
But at the end of the day, that's really what it is.
The starter's 330 pounds and the backup's 280. I mean, I'm 340, and I got a 56-inch, 57-inch chest.
Yeah,
it's not muscle, but it's you go down, drop for 30, 40 pounds, you lose 2 or 3 inches. The 2 or 3 inches is all defensive need.
Yeah,
to get into a good backfield.
We got a couple good comments in here. So about brains.
No,
you're good. You're good. That's why I'm letting you talk, and then kind of so we can don't miss them. But think OBJ wants out of the land is one of them. Do you think OBJ wants out of the land?
I haven't personally seen anything to say yes on my part of it.
Okay.
I still think that there's some kind of connection. I think, honestly, Landry is 100% invested.
Yeah.
And OBJ is kind of, I'm here with my buddy. I'm still OBJ. Let's really be honest at this. If Odell Beckham Jr. has another bad season,
yeah,
quote unquote, and he wants to leave, he's still Odell Beckham Jr. And everybody's going to respect that, acknowledge that, and they're going to blame it on Stefanski's offense or Baker not being XYZ.
Right.
They're not going to blame it on OBJ.
Right.
So if he decides he wants to leave, I think he's still got his reputation of who he is.
Yeah.
I think you still have to rank him in one of the, not fantasy point wise, but you took just all the wide receivers and put out here are the biggest threats.
Right.
He's probably making most people's top 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
So, especially with crazy AB being gone.
Here we go. Here's the next one. What did you think of the HBO production of Hard Knocks on the Browns a couple years ago? What did you think about it? What did you do?
I think it completely set the world up for a higher expectation than what was expected.
I agree. I 100% agree. And I think that's why you see a lot of teams not wanting to do it.
I mean,
because here's the thing, though. But let's look at this. Think about this, Smash. So HBO brings.
Raiders.
Yeah, and HBO spends all this money on this high production, right? You make these more or less hype season or shows each week that are all hype, and it's like somebody taking a team and like doing a breakdown of a championship team and like a hype video of them through their course of it. So now people get ramped up. They're seeing this, and they're seeing the coaches talk. They're seeing the players talk, the expectations, and everybody should be confident. If you're not confident in the season before it starts, when you're getting ready in the beginning of the season, why the hell are you even playing, or why are you guys even showing up every week, right? You got to be confident. But at the same time, I think that's a great point. It brings up that it's false. It's false. If you want to call it false advertising, false hype, false advertising. So I think that's a very good comment, in the sense of it. Yeah, it brings up that falseness of how the team may or may not be. So I think you hit that right on the head, man. That's a good that's a good analogy.
Let's look at the last two Hard Knocks. You got the Browns, you got the Raiders. They both had divas to say.
Yeah.
They both had. You had those players that people were interested in, and it was a great thing.
Airtime
this year.
Cheers, brother.
Right to Tampa Bay. We're just gonna go to Tampa Bay and we'll see what Tom Brady does. That'd be an easy pitch that everyone.
Yeah.
No one cares about the Buccaneers right now.
Right.
You go put Tampa Bay on Hard Knocks, and everybody's gonna watch it because they want to see how Tom Brady adjusts to being out of New England and how potentially what he could say, and it's now can he sit there and make a difference down there? I mean, let's be honest. I think if you take the most average quarterback in the NFL, Mr. Dalton, and put him in Tampa, you win 50% of the games you lost just because of simply turnover ratio.
Right.
But that's getting back to numbers,
But has anybody ever okay? So we bust Winston's chops a lot, right? And he's not consistent, right? I mean, we're not fooling anybody. But how many of his interceptions, how many of his interception passes or throws that were intercepted picks? I want to know if anybody's got the numbers on it. I want to know how many of those were in and out of hands, touched off receivers' hands, things of that nature. That's what I want to know, because quarterbacks always get the worst of the worst because they're the ones that are throwing the ball. But you can see highlights after highlights of players where there's they threw X amount of picks in a game, and then you look at the highlights and there was 3 or 4 of those picks were 3 balls that should have been caught, and they were in and out of the hands, and then they bounced into the defender, right?
So the first thing I have to say to rebuttal to that is welcome to Cleveland. I mean, that's let's be honest. Baker did have some of his inaccuracies. He did have some kind of sophomore slump, but you probably look at 40% of this is spitballing. No, nothing. So don't go and quote me on this.
Right. No.
40% of Baker's interceptions, the receiver had a catchable, playable ball and it went through their hands.
Right.
Now, is that because the guys he was throwing to were like Ricardo Lewis and those slot guys? They're like the third and fourth slot people, and they weren't Landry, and they weren't OBJ, and he didn't have Njoku, and XYZ with the other.
Right.
That's what I think interceptions is probably one of the worst statistics to grade a quarterback on.
I agree.
Is it important for turnovers for
Absolutely.
an offense?
Absolutely.
Yes. As an offensive caliber, the offense turned it over. Somebody somewhere,
It's a good point.
I mean, how many times do you watch the famous, it goes through the hands and grazes it, and the defensive back who's 4 feet off because the guy had an awesome break and turns, and it goes right through his hands, slows it down enough for the DB to go, oh.
Yeah, right here. The ball's thrown, it's his hands right here, and then it's, here's my hands, and it's through, and it's right here, and it's through, and it bounces off something, and the safety of the defender comes up, and and then I'm going to go pick 6. See you later. Bye. Touchdown.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. There's some defense. I'm a defensive person. I played high school ball. I had the offer to play college ball for defense, and I love defense. But to me, an interception is where your back or your linebacker or whoever does the read on it, has the step on it, out maneuvers, out bodies, how are you going to say it? Again, they all count.
Yeah.
We'll take it, but it's like saying, if a ball's tipped at the line, it still goes forward, and it's an interception because the linebacker was playing zone coverage or quarterback spy, and he gets an interception. Well, was it the quarterback's fault? Well, yeah, he kind of threw it but it wasn't a great play by the linebacker or defensive back. It was the defensive lineman who tipped the ball up,
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate interception ratings. I think they're overrated.
All right, let's see what's next. Airtime. I kind of toasted you. I said, "What's up?" I appreciate you being in here, brother. As always, thank you. We got Gate City Pickers in the house. My man Paul. He says,
Okay.
"I'm hoping the Raiders draft a new coach tonight." That's a good comment. A new coach would be good. That's a great one. Ball
When was the last
says,
time a coach was involved in a trade? I'm just
"I don't know." Yeah,
like
right.
it's happened. I can't remember who it was, but it's happened.
Is Baker going to take the next step? Balls is asking.
Baker will take a next step. Now, being the optimistic Browns fan that I am, I'm not going to say it's a forward step. I'm not going to say it's a backward step. I think at this point, it's going to be this is the season to where he has to prove that he is who he says he is. Mindy being from Oklahoma and watching him play, all out there for was it 2 years in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
To there and the second season, Mindy's watching him and she's like, he lost his chip. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, he always has a chip on his shoulder. He always has that the way he walks around. The way
Yeah.
he completely lost that the second year. So I think if you see Baker come out the first couple games, even if they're rough, and he has that grab my crotch, plant a flag at Ohio Stadium, that kind of mentality back,
Yeah.
it's a step back forward in the right direction. And I'll be honest, I wasn't high on Baker Mayfield. I'm still not 100% on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
My guy from that draft was Josh Allen. I thought he would be the perfect fit out of the. And again, I'm going to get thrashed by Lamar Jackson here, but I thought he was the those 5 quarterbacks, 6 quarterbacks taken in the first 40 picks, blah blah whatever. He had the highest potential ceiling.
Yeah.
Because I think he still has a lot of room to grow, and nothing against Lamar. I think Lamar has got to that 90% of his peak capability already in season 2.
Yeah.
And people are going to figure out how to play him, and it's going to be like, no offense to him, he's going to be the next Cam Newton. That's how I see Lamar panning out.
Yeah.
Allen reminds me of a developing throwing arm quarterback. I mean, second year of the Bills, and the Bills are relevant.
Yeah.
Start there. He's not. If he went to Pittsburgh, that would have been a easy swap for Roethlisberger and Allen.
Right.
Very similar playing styles, very similar builds. I don't like Roethlisberger, but it is what it is. But I think for Baker, he will take a step. Now the question is, which way is it going to be?
Right.
Is it going to be forward? Now the flip side too is, I'll be honest, I don't think anybody in that locker room really respected Freddie Kitchens as a head coach. I was fortunate enough to have a lot of friends local in the sports scene here in Cleveland, and one of those story from a story. One of my autograph chaser guys, his brother was on a flight to New York.
Yeah.
At the same time, and his seat partner was Greg Williams, right after Greg Williams got fired and lost the coaching job. And his brother apparently said Williams went off about it, and was Kitchens promised the world and pretty much threw everybody under the bus.
Oh
so
my God.
I don't think there was a lot of trust with your coach there. Stefanski seems to come in very stand up.
Dude's solid. Dude's very solid, man. He is a solid.
So,
I hate to see him leave our organization. He's solid, but at the same time, the good ones got to move on. They got to get that shine. They got to get they're in a position that is they're in a overqualified position, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like him as he was, like it's too much. So.
Well, let's be honest. Cleveland could be a great place for you to start your coaching career. Belichick did pretty well after he left here.
Right.
Just gonna put that out there.
Right.
And how many other Browns coaches are still getting paid while they're on other people's coaching staffs? So it potentially could work out good for him. I hope he gets to stick around 3 or 4 seasons and actually let him work.
Right. Mitch's mail day says, "I hope the Texans draft a damn GM. Please end my suffering."
I was honestly a big fan of John Dorsey. I really was. I thought his idea, what he was trying to build last year, was good.
Yeah.
I thought all his moves made sense. Now here's I'm kind of one of those weird, hey, let's take a step back and look at this.
Yeah.
Because before Dorsey, we had Sasha Brown, right? Which got put on the Moneyball, let's play football like baseball, which everybody's like, what are you doing? And then everybody chastised him, raked him over the coals. Well, his projection of when the Browns could be relevant and good again was last season to this season,
Yeah.
based on all the moves he made early. And Dorsey got praised for all the craziness he did.
Right.
Yeah, the OBJ trade, that was a landslide killer deal, but he got to do that because of the assets Sashi Brown acquired while he was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying Moneyball works in the NFL, but because, again, any given Sunday, we all know that.
Oh, yeah. So, Ball said Gruden was involved in the trade. Like, when Gruden went to Oakland, he was involved in a trade, like, with the whole thing.
Oh, was he?
So he was the last one. Coincidence? Raiders? All right. Next.
So,
hang on.
Fast stuff. I mean, you got a mail day coming, huh?
Oh, yeah.
See what I got here?
Oh, yeah, do it. Oh, move it over. You're not in the camera. Can you see? You got to move it over more. That way. There you go.
I can't see where my camera is because of your.
Oh, you got to have another device on with it muted so you can see the actual stream and you can see the comments and everything.
Yeah, but the stream is like 8-second lag.
Oh, stop.
So.
Then I can't have all these. I can't have all these pretty things if I don't have a leg. I gotta live with a leg.
I got you. Dude, trust me, that's what we do all the time.
So here, Sterling Wilson has a good question. He says, "Smash, circa 2010, LeBron leaves. How did you feel?"
2010, I was stationed aboard the USS Scranton in Norfolk, Virginia, and was going through a divorce, so I was pretty depressed. Wasn't very happy, and I'll be honest, it didn't affect me at all because I was kind of busy with everything else. So no offense to Crush It. I can tell you, being back up here when he returned, the city lit up. The city was amazing. Of course, 2016, our first full year living here. My kids are, my two oldest are my stepkids, but they're mine.
Yeah.
But, I actually took the job in Cleveland over Pittsburgh because I grew up in Cincinnati and I deemed I couldn't take my kids to watch Steelers games and enjoy my life. So I picked the Browns, figured suffering would be good for them, give them persistency and how to, make it through hard times. And the kids, second year here, Connor's like 9, loves basketball. Cavs won a championship. I'm like, hey, dude, FYI, it's all downhill from here. And he kind of like, what do you mean? And I would move to Cincinnati, Ohio when I was 4 or 5 in 89, and the Reds won the World Series in 1990. And I remember watching the series with my dad. I remember, with my grandpa.
Yeah.
Rabbit ear TVs, and guess what? Downhill from there. So
yeah, you're right. So, a couple comments and a couple things we're gonna address as we're moving on. I can't believe the Texans have a GM. Let's not forget Randy Lerner was a terrible sports owner. I think the Dolphins will trade up to get Burrow or that tackle. Boy, that'd be crazy. I hope Jags don't draft a quarterback and go with Minshew. Well, I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're gonna stick with Minshew.
I completely agree with that. Now, I want to talk about this Minshew thing. If everybody's on this, Jags possibly taking Love or Herbert or even possibly Tua.
Yeah.
I think they're out of their mind. Let's look back at last season. No offense to Nick Foles. He is what he is, and we'll leave it at that. But if you look at the offensive performance under Gardner Minshew for the Jacksonville Jaguars, it was leaps and bounds better than it was with Foles. Now, I'm not saying he was more accurate. I'm not saying he was more, whatever you want to get to. And quarterback statistics are, scouting. But the team as a whole functioned more as a unit underneath Minshew. And let's be honest, the Jags are hurting hard. So I don't see them, if they step back and look at their season, the 6 weeks or 7 weeks that Minshew was the quarterback,
yeah,
DJ Shark was one of the leading wide receivers in the NFL in fantasy. I mean,
right.
You play daily fantasy a lot, so you probably saw hey man,
Yeah, I know Chark was
Shark's
a
cheap.
consistent. Yeah, he was a consistent guy. DJ
Yeah.
Moore over in Carolina was one of my big dogs too. Every week I went after that guy.
Hey,
In
what do
daily.
you feel about Carolina? Let me give your take on that because you got Will Greer. Everybody's still kind of. I'm still on the 50-50 fence.
Really tough.
You,
Here's my problem with Carolina, and here's my issue with Carolina. Like I feel like they had such great things and great pieces together. I feel like Carolina relies too much on CMC, even though he's one of the best running backs in the league. I feel like that is their problem, or that is their issue. Like, okay, you can't shut him down completely, but if you make him the main focal point 95% of your time in your offense, defenses are going to adjust. You know what happened the last couple seasons in the NFL with CMC, or towards the end of the seasons? Did he even have 100 yards? Did he even have 150 or 200 yards from scrimmage? Maybe once out of a couple weeks towards the end there, or it was right towards the end of the regular season. I remember everybody playing him in DFS. He is a lock. Daily PSF and FanDuel, he's a lock. The week that I won 12.5 G's, he was like on the radar for everybody as a lock running back. Guess who I had? I had Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette, and one other dude, and that's when they both went off and had huge games, and CMC ended with like 10 fantasy points overall, like 10 full fantasy points, because I think he got in the end zone once, so that was 6 points, and he had like 70 yards or 60 yards or whatever. They have
he got shut down.
Yeah, they have to. He is one of the best. You need to feed him a lot. I'm not saying don't. He isn't worthy of
but
that.
You also have to have a balanced
Yes,
attack to
DJ Moore is an
defense.
absolute beast. Get him more involved and work around the rest of your offense. Don't do everything to CMC. It's like they're just trying to get him to win yards from scrimmage, and that's it. Like, we want CMC to get the yards from scrimmage title as most whatever, so we're going to give him as many touches as we can. He can do as much for you. Sometimes, they say is would you rather have quantity or quality, right? And I understand that a running back in the NFL needs to get touches to get themselves going. Like, it's not something where you can just hand the ball off 3 or 4 times and he's going to be good. Like, he's got to get in a rhythm. That's what they usually say. A running back needs a rhythm. But he doesn't need to touch the ball like 3 out of the 4 downs majority of your series in your snaps. Like, you got to fluctuate that. Like,
Sorry.
He can do more if you back off a little bit more. He can put up the same numbers, I feel, with less touches. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that's a sole blame on the coaching staff / offensive coordinator.
Right.
That's where that easily comes down to.
Right.
If you come so predictable where a defense can sit there and, good, be it from a defensive guy, if you know that their tendency is 7 out of 10 times they're going to run the ball, you don't play the pass.
Right.
You play the odds,
Yep.
Let your corners and let your, safeties take care of the pass, and then let your boxmen take care of the rest.
Right.
So
Mitch's mail day said, I can't believe we traded D-Hop and got Brandon Cooks to replace him. Here's the only thing I'm going to say. I always say this, and I even said this with the whole Khalil Mack trade a couple years ago, right? Or was that last year, a couple years ago?
2 years ago.
You don't really understand. We don't really know what the organization is looking at as a plan. So they may have their ideas. Like, they may have a couple, like, okay, so let's say they may have a receiver, and I'm not saying you can just replace D-Hop. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can just you can't draft a receiver. But a receiver could be developed within a couple years that could be as good or even maybe better than D-Hop. And maybe there are people that have convinced enough people within the organization that think that maybe somebody even in this draft this year that's going to go late can be a guy that's going to just spring out of nowhere. I mean, guys, what round? Now he's Antonio Clown right now. I get that, but he was one of the best when he was playing and not on his weirdness. When was Antonio Brown drafted again?
Crap.
Late, right?
Fifth or sixth?
Fifth or sixth round. Fifth or sixth
I'll have to
round.
look, I don't even remember now.
Scouts are very good at what they do. And some scouts are much better than other scouts. And sometimes guys have a sense or have a feel for some players. So I'm not saying that this is the answer, Mitch's mail day or Mitch. I'm saying that maybe they got rid of him to free up some room, do some other things because they have their plans they have in place. And I'm not saying, I love D-Hop. I love D-Hop. Yeah, Antonio Brown was in the 6th round. Now, obviously, he's not playing right now, so people can say, well, that wasn't a great pick. But he did a lot. He got Pittsburgh, he did a lot in Pittsburgh for Pittsburgh. If he was still playing, he could easily be on a team right now if he wasn't being stupid, and they could easily be contenders. He does that.
I need to answer Sterling's question because he asked it a minute ago.
Yeah.
Being a Cincinnati guy, Skyline, yes. Over Gold Star, hands down, every day and twice on Sunday. FYI. If you don't know what I'm talking about, visit Cincinnati, go eat Skyline, and you'll understand.
Let's
It's weird.
all right.
Spaghetti.
I'm losing. I think we're getting way ahead of our because we're just kind of talking, which is good, which we're supposed to do. But I'm gonna answer Pittsburgh's question real quick. Devness, who do you want the Vikings to take? So I was talking about this when we first started or opened up the stream. We have to go over it. We have to get corner. We have to get stronger at corner. We have to get stronger at offensive line, and we need to get a receiver to replace Stephon Diggs. So. My thoughts are we probably go after Jalen Johnson first or Jeff Glady, two of the corners that I would like to see in Minnesota. Now, there are talks that possibly somebody like Justin Jefferson from LSU, a receiver, might be picked earlier or what their takes are. But we need corners, we need offensive line, and we need to replace Stephon Diggs, a receiver. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm feeling. Ball says, "Do you want LeBron to win a title in LA? Would you like to see LeBron win a title in LA now that he's not in Cleveland?"
Yes, by far, I would love LeBron to go win a title in LA.
I think
for one of two reasons.
Yeah, go ahead.
One, even though I'm not a Lakers fan. There's that NBA fandom to me that, the Lakers are Lakers. And it's nice to see them back in the mix at least once a decade.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that as an NBA player, NBA fan. Two, he's an Ohio kid. He's from around this area. He still gives back thousands to millions of dollars locally to the area, especially the area he's from in Bath and Akron. He's still very involved around here. His wife's very involved in here. Their family's very invested in the area. He's never lost sight of where he came from in Ohio. Even when he went to South Beach, even when he went, now he's in LA. His being sentimental and speaking out. His body might be in LA, but his heart's still in Akron. I'm not saying Cleveland. He's more from Akron,
right?
Which is a little bit south of us,
right?
Now with that. Also, who doesn't want to see a dude that's like me and LeBron are the same age, so 35?
A lot of people.
35 years old.
Smash, a lot of people. I love LeBron, but a lot of people don't want to see him succeed anymore. Because they hate greatness. That's at the end of the day, that's what it is. They hate greatness.
I'm okay. Win one or two out there, and then do I want it to become a Lakers dynasty again? No. I'll be honest. I hate dynasties. To me, dynasties take the fun out of sports.
Well, if they win it, everybody splits up probably. It's okay, we're going to do this thing. And LeBron gets close to... LeBron says he wants to play until his son comes to the league, which I could see him maybe doing if he doesn't have this injury that's bad that kind of ends his career, which would be cool. But it would be cool to see that. I would be a fan of just seeing that. That would be very cool. But I don't think the team sticks completely together. I think they do it to do it, and then they just kind of, whatever,
split
up.
what was the last great Super NBA team that actually stuck together more than 3 seasons? The 90s Bulls.
Yeah,
Back
probably.
before contracts were so huge and
Right.
egos were beyond inflated and social media drove everything. I
Right.
think you're completely 100% right. Do I want to see him win one more? I would love to see him win one more just to show how dominant he is. Dude's 35 years old. What other person in NBA, or let's go sports, I can think of one other person where you're having the same conversation of he's plus 35 and he could be the MVP of your league.
Right.
So, I mean, that's one, it's a credit to himself for his work ethic. Two, it's a credit to himself for being able to, bring up other people around him. That's why I hated the Kyrie beef, when it happened, because it was such a, kick in the nuts, let's be honest, for
Oh
Cleveland
yeah.
fans.
Oh yeah.
Because you had one of the best mentors in college basketball and one of the potential best superstars for the next 10 years, and they couldn't get along.
Right.
And then one of the best things that happened after Kyrie left, when Kyrie took the mantle up in Boston, is about halfway through the season, there was a report here in Cleveland, I don't know if it made it out nationally or not. Kyrie called LeBron and did hey, I'm sorry for being a jerk. I understand what you're going through now. I'm trying to run a team, and so he kind of understood. And maybe that's the best thing for Kyrie to do, is be able to go through that.
Grass is always
Maybe
greener on the other side, right? That's what we always think. And
course.
everybody wants to be the superstar until it's on them, until the pressure's on, and then they feel it. And then some people don't really maybe want that anymore. We're seeing a lot of receivers deep this year. That's what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of good receivers, and Mitch, that's why I'm maybe thinking your guys might be looking for another. They might have a couple receivers that they have high on their radar that they feel like they might be able to snag in one of their picks. So again, you can't say that this guy's gonna come in and be D Hop and do this or do that, but there's a possibility that can happen. You never really know until a few years from now. Like, we'll see where everything plays out. Jefferson's a monster. Still waiting for the Anthony Harris news. My man, Burley Man, shout out to you, brother. I don't know if you were here yesterday. I did open your mail day. I appreciate the birthday love, the birthday rack, the Vikings cards. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, brother. I see a trade happening. I said that earlier, Burley Man. I said that when I first got on here. I said, see us maybe throwing Harris in a deal to move up in the 10 or top 10 in picks. We'll see what happens. I think Titans go DB or DL first round. Our boy Chris Bolton, I hope you're doing well tonight, says Vikings are going to take Thaddeus, that nice LeBron floor piece in your collection, or Thaddeus Moss in the 4th round. What about 3? You got the nice LeBron floor piece in your collection. Laughing. Oh, Javier, my brother. Cheers, my man. Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope all is good.
So, just to give you a heads up of what Mitch is talking about, we have a basement in our house, right? And there is a shelving unit that's probably 3 to 4 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and it's collected random memorabilia that I've either purchased, won, whatever. Gypsy and I might have went a little nuts with Upper Decks monumental boxes last national. Like, we bought 5 of them, and one of the things was a LeBron floor piece that's in there. So we might have forgot we had it until we started cleaning up the basement a couple weeks ago. So if you're ever on stream with us late night and you hear me here chat and going to the basement, it means that we're going to go find something for somebody that, like Mitch is a Texans fan. I had 2 autographed 8x10s from Reed and Cunningham. I was like just sitting downstairs, so I'm like, hey, pay me $10 to ship them to you. Def, you understand that. You got a Wally Zerbiak.
Oh yeah. He hooked it up with the Zerbiak. Mitch says the proper term for Smash's basement is the vault, in parentheses.
So I might have went down. We have 15 jerseys, a pair of Mike Tyson boxing gloves, the LeBron floor piece, the LeBron 16x20, a few other 16x20s.
Keep talking for a minute. I'm gonna make another drink.
Yeah. So, and we actually, in our jersey collection, I forgot we had Dan Marino. Didn't realize we had that down there. We have an Aikman. Mindy's deemed that she has an Elway and Aikman and Reno, so I have to go win a Joe Montana jersey from somebody. And unfortunately, this is, we always kind of joke about, yeah, Rip and Gypsy's a breaker, but our joke is we're collectors with a breaking problem, because for us, collecting comes first. So, like I just got a box from Eloy I got from Upton one from Eloy as a Lander jersey. One of our collectors hit a Tommy jersey. He's like, "Hey, what do you got? What do you got down your basement?" And I was like, He's a hockey guy. I was like, "I got a coffee jersey." And he's like, "I'll trade you, no problem." I was like, "Sweet," So, Paps on Brad over there. Paps got 2 Redskin pucks. So I'm like, "Hey, dude, just help me pay for some shipping on them. Throw me a couple bucks, and they're going to him." So, not out to make a mass amount of money on anything. Not out to rake people over. Just kind of get stuff out to people as I find out they're true, fans of that. And it's not a, "Hey, smash what you got" kind of thing. It's, we get to know you, and hey, you might be having a rough week, and random acts of kindness, because that's just kind of bring things up for people, So, unfortunately, RSR doesn't get a lot of love because Mindy and the Broncos. We might have something planned for Rob and Alec, though. It might be coming up next mail day. We might have to wait till see. It'll be fun.
So, Smash, I do want to, guys, appreciate the questions, and that's what this is for us to all hang out and do questions. But I do, before we get into switching any guests, I do want to give Smash a few minutes to kind of talk about their company and what they do, the breaks kind of they get into, what things they have to offer. I see links already in there for Rip and Gypsy and whatnot, so you guys can definitely check them out and see them. But I always like when people get on here, if they do something, I like them to have a chance to kind of just talk about what they have to offer and what they do, because they're great people. They're obviously one of my recommended stream links on the side of my channel. I'm in their stuff. I mean, we help each other cross promote. If there's one thing that I'm going to say this before he goes and explains. If there's one thing, if I was a breaker, which I'm not, I would be something like kind of what they are and a lot of the other breakers are that I associate myself with. And what I mean by that is, it's fine to have competition. Competition is good. But at the same time, if you can work and help network together, if I was a breaker and I had my own breaking business, I would be constantly getting into breaks with other breakers. I'd be constantly talking about, hey, these guys have this. I wouldn't be focused or so worried about how many breaks I can sell out or how fast I'm going to be able to sell something out. I'd be more about growing as a whole card community and doing it together. And that's kind of a vision in a sense that I see with like Rip and Gypsy and Smashing them, and a lot of the other people that I like to consider people that I would say that are good people, good as far as breakers go and whatnot. So take the floor, buddy. Seat's all yours.
Well, I don't want to let out too much because you got Mindy coming on with in-depth on
Yeah.
And
but still, just this is
and it's going to be Mindy because we're going to save me for another time because I'm a different box of worms, right? So just overall, Rip and Gypsy was started honestly because my Mindy, you guys know her as Gypsy or Mindy. We started breaking to collect PC cards for my son Connor for Zeke Elliott, and they'll get to that story. But she got into collecting Star Wars cards via a break. The breaker's name was Ted Smash out of Chicago. He unfortunately stopped breaking. I've seen him back on it here and there, but he stopped his normal weekly stuff. And I took 2 weeks of vacation to legit just be like, hey, I'm taking vacation, not do anything. And she walks up to me and goes, and Mindy's a stay-at-home mom. She's a mechanic by trade, but it's better for her to stay at home. Is what we've.
That's how kick-ass. That's how kick-ass his wife is. She's a mechanic by trade.
There's a 71 and 72 Mustang sitting in her garage that are her summer project. She's supposed to finish this summer, so we'll see how that turns out. But we sit there and she's like, "Hey, I want to be a breaker." So within the 2 weeks of my vacation, we had a company up and started. I started learning how to do everything from scratch. It was all pretty much self-taught. With our first national, a few months later, 3 or 4 people did not realize who she was. Started off on eBay, got off of eBay, did a lot of Breakers TV. had a small stint with one of the bigger breakers in the country. Fortunately, logistics of him starting his own brick and mortar and trying to remotely help us or ship us product was getting in the way, and we decided that it was better for both companies to split. Unfortunately, they got a little nasty at the end because the way it took off. But not going to speak ill of people. A lot of the stuff you see on his streams now is stuff you see that's on ours because I try to keep everything new, fresh, something changed up, so it's something different. The thing I love the most, and everybody tells Mindy, we have one of the best setups on visually for break companies. And I spend hours researching how to do things and make things move, and what the best camera is, and what the best lighting is. And her studio was built to do breaks in. Like, there's a door that goes right to her garage, so that when she carries stuff out, it goes right out to the van for ease, like she gets shipping stuff. But the thing that we learned through the whole process was Mindy started breaking because of Star Wars. It was something she loved, it was something near and dear to her. And when we first started, she wanted to do memorabilia, and that was a little bit not popular, especially on eBay. It got crushed, right? So we tried to focus on football cards at the time, and that's what we primarily did. And when we got away from when our business dealings fell through, Notice Box Breaks, who I talked to before we started the partnership, just kind of BSing smaller breakers who started about the same time, is like, hey, we started this break club. I want you to come be a part of it. It's a business thing, so we pay our fee to be in there, which is fine because he's helping us, customers, and we help build the break club, and it's a reciprocal thing for everybody. And Mindy got to really relax and do what she does. She likes opening memorabilia. She likes, stuff you can hold. No offense to cards. I do love awesome hit cards, but if I had a one-on-one, Drew Lock that's worth $4,000, or Mindy has this Drew Lock cleat that you ask her which one she wanted, she's going to take the cleat. That's the kind of person and collector she is.
Right.
And it's been awesome watching the community kind of like support when we do crazy stuff. I mean, I don't know if you saw, we did a breaking benchwarmers break with her dad while she was here.
Yeah.
So she broke benchwarmers with her father.
Yeah.
Which we thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is the community likes watching her interactions, but she gets, it's not. Cards are, we say, to us, cards are secondary. It's not just cards, but just it's secondary. It's not the people that should be the primary focus of the hobby.
Yep.
And it's one of the things that the people that we talk about the fog, friends of Gypsy, which you see Def's little logo in our corner, and part of that is it's focused on the people, and that's I can't say as much. Mindy started had her brain. Whatever issues she's still,
which is just crazy what happened, but it's awesome how far she's progressed, man.
Yeah, and they still don't know exactly what's wrong with her, so that's the crazy part, and she's still pushing through. So that's just it for us, man. And then you guys know me, I drink and give stuff away.
Smash is really a character. Smash has been really more. And, I mean, I can appreciate it. And I wouldn't care what Smash showed up tonight when you got on here. But I didn't know which one I was going to get. But when you catch Smash, when he gets in front of the camera, when you're over in their channel, and he just pops in with his whatever superhero jammy pants on. Hi, guys! And he comes over, and he's like, I'm giving away this, or I'm doing this. He's just he's a fun guy. He's a fun character. He's funny. Me and Jimmy Guns talk about it all the time. We're like, dude, Smash is freaking hilarious. We love Smash. Like... But that's it, dude.
I'm wearing Superman pajama pants right now.
It's all good, man. That's what's awesome about it. But I want to say one more thing before I kind of close it out. I think we're gonna bring RSR here on in a few minutes. What I want to say about them is, I kind of remember coming across them and seeing them live. God, it's been a long time now, but. And they were having, just like anybody that's slow, starting to pick up. And I think this is after they went to their thing with the little whatever they talked about. But then they had their small little group, and I'd pop in there. And there's one thing that I really like or love about them, and it's that they're not like he says, cards are like secondary. They're not so concerned about, man, we have to fill out all these breaks tonight, or we have to do this tonight. They fire it up. They show up. They're live every night regardless. They sit and they interact with the chat. They don't care if they go an hour or 2 hours without breaking anything. Now, lately, it's getting to a point where they're picking up that and they're really growing to where they're able to break a lot more and more and more and more and more, and they're swamped, right? But I remember the days of when it wasn't like that, but they didn't care. They would still be on the same amount of time as they were normally on. Now, if it got later and there was still really not a lot going on and it slowed down, just like anybody, I think we'll get ready to call it a night. I'm tired, whatever. But they really are people first, card second. They pull some amazing stuff, guys. They have the coolest memorabilia stuff. They have, whatever. I mean, you guys just need to check it out. Again, the links are in there. I know RSR's dropped. I think Balls dropped one earlier. Make sure you guys are subscribed over to them. They're actually going to be my guest, or his wife, Mindy, will be the one that actually breaks.
The boss.
Yep, the boss, he says, on Monday night. So, it's going down, guys.
Thing, give me 30 seconds, you don't mind.
No, you're good.
You talked about, hey, I've been crazy busy with everybody. Let's be honest, we're all cooped up, right? So everybody do your part, do what you have to do.
Right.
I'm not gonna get too much into that, but it's awesome watching, everybody, band together and do things for people. We, RSR did it, and you guys, and we helped a little bit with Break Club, and Chris Bolton, that charity run was amazing, and that is not a giveaway. It's not Rob will talk about it more, I think, but he did. You guys crushed that. But taking care of people like that is the important thing to us. And the cool thing you kind of talked about, where we used to sit on and sell stuff. Me and Minnie were actually talking last week. We had the largest amount of orders, like in a weekend. We usually do in a month, and she's like, "This is nuts." And of course, our Break Club people over at Midwest Box Breaks and the Break Club are, they want to fill stuff, they want to help, they want to get in to have fun with breaks. That's great, but we kind of talked about limiting the number of breaks we have a night to fill, because she misses getting on and letting people come on and chat. And that's the one thing we're kind of different about, is we have breaks that are constantly filling. People say that, but you get a lot of breakers and like, oh, hey, if we fill this, we break it, and they call it, no, it's tomorrow. She puts on, likes to have that dead space where people can talk. She loves watching people give each other a hard time to fill spots.
Yeah.
There was one night we had one person, oh, I got one, and the guy's like, well, I got two. Oh, I got three, and they were fighting each other in chat. Watching the collectors have fun with each other and grow as a community is one of the most rewarding things, I think, that we have watched and witnessed. So
right.
That's just my 2 cents on that guy.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Burrow won to the Bengals. If not, we're giving away a mini helmet tonight. I don't know if you saw that. I did retweet it.
I just was kind of checking Twitter real quick. So Joe Burrow, number one.
I might have put my foot in my mouth, and my wife called me on it. So.
All right, so Fox Bama said he said, here's the kicker tonight. Tua will be picked number one, and then Jerry Jeudy, and then Ruggs will flow right behind.
God, Bama, you're such a Bama fan.
Okay.
All right, dude, you ready for me to pop off?
No, not yet.
Okay, that's fine. You tell me when you want to kick me. So, but yeah, I'm going Burrow. Even though I'm an Ohio State guy, I love defense. I grew up with Cincinnati. Cincinnati needs their next Boomer Esiason, and I think Burrow has a chance to be that because of a few things. One, he grew up in Southwest Ohio, so he grew up a Bengals fan over Pittsburgh, which is good.
Yeah.
Two, he was an Ohio State quarterback, so he has a good pedigree. Let's be honest, the number one draft pick this year was the quarterback who couldn't make the Ohio State starting quarterback position. Just remember that. He left the school to go play somewhere else. But no, I think Burrow is a great fit. Unfortunately, the Browns ownership, unlike Brown, I'm not the biggest keen person on. They're cheap, and I'm hoping they get in and invest money around him. But
all right. I'm gonna go ahead.
I got one question for you.
Yeah, man.
We're sitting right now.
Yeah.
In 2020 and April timeframe.
Yeah.
Who is your Super Bowl picks for this year?
Ooh, man, you're putting
I'm going hard.
You're putting it on me right now, boy.
I'm going rough, dude.
God. I think honestly, it's hard to see where this defense is gonna be for Tampa Bay. But with the whole Brady and Gronk coming back and Evans and Godwin and
That's gonna be sick.
They're going to
That
be
could
a tough,
nasty.
very tough team. But we've seen this before, where a team looks great on paper beforehand, and then it's not as advertised, right?
The Browns.
Well, yeah, somewhat, but you know what I mean. There's been other teams too, though, where it seems like on paper it was great. To represent the AFC, probably the Chiefs. Tampa Bay and Kansas City is what I would say right now.
So I can give you the Chiefs. I really can. I think
Tampa Bay,
that
I mean,
is
I don't
a-
know. It's up in the air because it's pre-draft. You know, you're asking me this, but
Oh,
Tampa
yeah,
Bay
I'm
just
putting you on
on
the spot
paper
early.
looks really, really, really good on paper right now before draft.
So you're picking the NFC. You're gonna go with.
I would say right now I'd say Tampa Bay. After the draft, ask me again, and I'll tell you it's probably something different. But until we know where everybody goes, Tampa and who's going to be in effect, who's going to slot right in, and how effective I feel they're going to be, and who's not, and who drafts who, and where people go. Tampa Bay and Kansas City.
So I'm gonna go out here. I agree with you with Kansas City right now.
Yeah.
I got an inkling.
Ink of it.
New Orleans.
Really? The Saints? You think the Saints? Because the Saints are going to find us again, and then they're just going to lose again, right? They can't get past that. You know what? Bounty Gate haunts Mr. Payton. Everything he's done, it haunts him.
We had Greg Williams as the defensive coordinator.
It haunts Peyton. For him and his dirty ass shit trying to take out Favre when Favre was a Viking and hurt him and destroy him and break his leg, and man, I honestly, hey, I just gotta say this for the record before I let you go. Sean Payton, I honestly feel like should not be able to coach in the NFL and shouldn't have been able to coach after he was found guilty of the whole Bountygate thing. How does one allow, I don't care how much repertoire you have or what, how does a league allow somebody like that? I mean, this guy was basically telling all of his players to go out and intentionally hurt people. What's the difference between him doing that and freaking Ray Rice fucking beating his girlfriend up in an elevator? I mean, I guess it's a man to a female. I get that. That's a little more whatever. They're not as strong. They're not as powerful. But you're telling every one of your players to go out and actually hurt people, try to take them out, maybe end careers. I mean, that's a little insane.
One of the biggest code of conducts for players is you play to the extent, but you play not to hurt somebody.
Exactly.
I don't disagree with you on that.
I don't think he should be allowed to coach. I mean, that's my own opinion. But
no, take the coach out of it. But I think Breeze is still
gonna do it, huh?
And there's an Ohio State wide receiver down there that's remarkable. We got an amazing backfield defense. They shore up some defensive problems.
I've lost so much respect for Mike Thomas. I used to like him. His social media stuff and his tweets just make you not want to like the guy.
So, another 30-second question. Antonio Brown, best receiver, goes crazy. Mike Thomas, best receiver, socially goes crazy. Is there a problem that we give wide receivers that make them just stupid once they get good?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, brother. I have no idea. I have absolutely zero idea. But it's been a blast, my man. It's been fun. We'll do our own thing too. We'll do our own in depth. Mine is on a different time, on a Smash level. We'll bring on you, and you can tell the Smash side of stuff. And guys, again, man, make sure you guys are checking out Rip and Gypsy. Make sure you guys are hanging out and showing them some love. They're awesome people. They're great people. They do the widest variety of things. It's not just cards, and I know some of you guys maybe just like football or just like baseball or basketball or just those type of cards, but they do everything. They do comics. I mean, everything. And this dude, Mitch's mail days doesn't hit it wrong when he talks about the basement is the vault. But when Smash goes down to the vault, if Smash knows you because you've been hanging around, chatting and interacting in the chat, and he knows that you're linked to a certain team that's not, and maybe even if it was one of his teams, and it's just something like he's like, you know what, this is gonna go better to this. This is gonna go better to somebody else's thing. He'll do that. He's just that type of guy. You'll pop in and he'll, like I told you guys, Minnie will be doing her thing and Smash will interrupt her and be like, hi guys, move over, let me get in here for a second. How's it going, guys? Here, I'm doing my best Michael thing. How's it going, guys? So here's the thing. Here's what we got going on. We got this new packs we're going to do. Here's what I'm going to do right now. All right, who's been in chat? All right, so Defness, Chris Bolton, Bulls, you guys are all going to get a free pack tonight. We're going to run this thing. We're going to do spots, okay? This is going to be like our promotional thing. But he does that. He does it all the time. Like, you guys like free stuff, right? You guys like that, whatever. And I'm not promoting Smash and just go give away his house. But I always joke. Have I not joked in your own streams and said, "Oh, great! What is Smash? What house is Smash giving away again this time?" And I just say it. I just say it because that's what he does, and that's just because he loves to do it. Because again, to them, cards are secondary. It's about the people. It's about having fun. It's about just chilling and whatever. So,
about seeing awesome pictures on Twitter.
Exactly.
Watching people chat, just go, "Oh my God, that's amazing."
Exactly. All right, brother. You want to say your goodbyes before I switch it to RSR here in a minute?
Bye. I'll miss you.
All right, brother. You gotta. Do we got?
Peace, love, and monster hugs to you guys. Again, check out Mindy in depth. We're Gypsy's gonna be on tonight 9. I'm gonna figure out how to not get in trouble streaming some things for the draft.
All right.
You just Miss Sue on here. I want to talk to her.
Yeah. She's on here. You gotta So you gotta just probably end your thing so it'll just leave or something. There's a little button.
Where's my 5-year-old? He knows how to do this.
There's a little button to like leave or something, or I could probably hide you, maybe remove, maybe.
Hang on, let me figure this out.
Hey, you want
share chat? We did not. There it is. Take 10 for it. See you later, bud.
All right, man. Later.
Hi, I missed you.
Hey there, Michael.
Say bye now. Bye-bye. All right. Hey, all right. So, yeah, Rob, you just probably, to get you guys both on, you'll just have to shift over a little bit. Or, yeah, move it one way or to the left or to the right. Just, can you see this? Yep, other way. There you go. Other way. A little more so you guys are both in there. You guys can kind of share, lean in. How are we doing tonight?
Oh, there we are.
There you are. Yeah, it's because of the delay. You're gonna have a little delay, so you're gonna probably it's gonna seem weird because of the OBS. I gotta have pretty backgrounds and pretty things, and with pretty things come delays and other things. Did I just rhyme or do a Dr. Seuss type thing right there? I'm not sure.
Yes, you did.
There we go. So how you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, buddy. I brought Miss Sue up. She has to go meet some friends here in a minute, so she wanted to come by and say hi.
Well, how you doing, Miss Sue? How's everything going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, good deal. I'm all right. I'm about 3 or 4 drinks in, just hanging out with the guys and, talking football, sports, whatever. Probably things that you're like, oh, great, sports, oh, cards. I deal with enough of these cards with Rob and Bubba, but no, we're doing good. We're having fun. We're just hanging out. So who are your Broncos going to, what pick do you guys got? Do you know what?
15.
Who are they going to go 15. For? What do you think?
Knowing John Elway, we'll probably draft a kicker,
A kicker? Number 15? You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Drafted very poorly. I think probably, it's either going to be a receiver or offensive lineman, offensive tackle.
Okay. So we're getting the countdown. We're a couple minutes down from the start of it, which is going to be awesome. Card trade. Hang on one second. I'm just checking up the thing. Love you all, you guys. People saying RSR. Sup, guys? I don't know if you guys are seeing the chat or not. What's up, Aiko? How you doing, brother? Kendall's in the house. I'm just seeing new people in here. Card Traders Network. Uncle Fester. So, you think a kicker, huh? I mean, I know that's your joking comment, but who would you like to see?
The Broncos, the problem with the Broncos and Elway is they draft for what they need instead of maybe going after the best player. So when we did pick Bradley Chubb, we picked the best player that year, so that was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think probably at 15 if we don't trade up. I know that or my son Cade, he's been talking about Broncos trying to trade up to either nab one of the receivers or an offensive tackle. So that's the guess right now.
You know what we've been talking about so far tonight, and you've been seeing it because you've been in and out chat and hanging out, but this year is very, very heavy with receivers. Very, very heavy with receivers. And I feel like that's why you saw a lot of these trades before all this. We talk
Right.
about D Hop getting traded. We talk about my own Vikings getting rid of Stephon Diggs. And I see people in our chat like Mitch's Mail Days saying, I can't believe they would get rid of D Hop, the Cardinal or the Texans. I can't believe they get rid of D Hop and replace him for so and so. But I think that's because this year's draft is just so deep in receivers. I mean, there's probably 25 good receivers just at the top of my list, and how many more are going to come way late? I mean, we've talked about earlier in the stream already. Antonio Brown, he was a 6th round pick. Now he's not doing anything right now, and he's not in the NFL, and I get that. But if he wouldn't have gone off his crazy horse, he would still be one of the top receivers in the league. He'd be one of the best receivers in the league. And this guy was drafted in the 6th round of the NFL draft.
Like Davis, buddy.
Exactly. Yes, another guy, Tom Brady. Tom Brady was a 6th or 7th round pick as a quarterback.
Yep.
So there's always and what I'm trying to tell these guys, and most of these guys know, but scouts are very, very intelligent. Scouts don't always know exactly. It doesn't always work out as exact as planned for everybody, because if it did, a lot of teams would have had a lot more success than they did. But again, only one team can win each game throughout the weeks, right? Or each matchup.
Absolutely.
So I just feel like you've seen a lot of receiver movement due to the availability, I guess I'm trying to say, of the receivers in the actual NFL draft this year. So
one sleeper for you, Def, is Laviscus Chenault from CU, from Colorado University. That guy's a burner. They're afraid maybe he has a little bit of an injury bug, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go high in the 2nd round.
He's from where? Which college?
Colorado University. Laviscus Chenault.
Okay. Well, we'll
keep an eye on him. I think probably, I would like to see like Ruggs or Jerry Jeudy. We need a burner on the other side of the field from Cortland Sutton, because Portland's more of the go up and grab it, I'm going to mosh you type of receiver.
What are your thoughts on Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson.
But I don't think he'll be there. I don't think he'll be there at 15.
He might be, but it's going to kill me if we take Jefferson, just because I put that Jefferson autograph from the Leaf.
Oh, yeah.
Someone pulled it. So that's going to kill me if I just gave away a Bronco auto.
Yeah, man. Watching that kid in the national championship was just mind blowing, like insane. Yeah. What do you have? I brought it up before, 4 or 5 touchdowns, I believe. So
something like that, yeah.
Well, fellas, Ballsy's leaving. So with over the past, I'm gonna read some of the chat as well. We can interact with it. So, Richard W says, so with over the past year, with who all sees New England trading up to get a quarterback, I do. So. Richard, I'm going to say something real quick. My man, Lance, the guy actually who designs all my overlays on my background, who sets all my stuff up on the back end, who does a ton of work for me personally, one of my good friends, he said the same thing. He thinks they're going to trade up to get a quarterback. He thinks they might trade up to get up in the top 10 to draft a quarterback. So look out for that. Not that he knows what's going to happen, but that's something he was looking at. So that answers that question. So let's see. Hello, Robin Sue. Truth says hello to both of you.
Hey, Jason. Love you, buddy.
Here we go. Draft time. So draft's just starting. That's good. I'll keep a draft tracker going on in this background here. New England going with Stidham. So that's a question, too. Why wouldn't they just run with Stidham? Why wouldn't New England just run with Jared Stidham? Unless they see some things that maybe they feel like they could get somebody else and they could trade him or eliminate him or get rid of him. I don't know.
Belichick's not sold on him, and he doesn't want to look bad if he doesn't have a second plan.
Right. He's a hell of a quarterback, but he goes high. I'm trying to. Oh, is Fromm coming out this year? Yeah, I think Fromm will get drafted.
Yeah.
Does anybody see Indy trading up? I think they are going. I think I heard they're doing some calling. That's a possibility, Richard. Hey, I'm going to be a member. Card Traders member. He's good. I'm not sure what that means. Like a member in my stream. I appreciate that. Richard W., thank you. Hey, Rob, Broncos Nation, am I right? Yeah, so Card Traders Network was in Crazy for Cardboard stream earlier today. I think that's where we all picked him up. He's got a Bronco picture emoji, so you just found a new friend.
Nice.
You two can, like, tweet each other, find your Twitter tags, and you guys can do that, Step Brothers. Hey, did we just become best friends? Pow, pow. Do one of those type things. There you go for the Broncos. But, yeah, and people ask me, what are the Vikes going to do? Well, we got 22 and 25. So I've been saying we got to focus on defensive corner. We got to work on our O-line, and we got to replace Stephon Diggs. But again, I think we can hold off on a receiver unless we're going to shoot somebody high if there's still somebody in that top 3-4 receiver caliber at 22 or 25, but I don't think we have to do that. I think we can wait till later. So,
well, hey, let's talk about that number 19 you got. I see you got your Thielen jersey on.
Yes.
So, I don't know
yeah, there's some relation to Susan. Yeah, she can talk about that.
Well, go ahead, Susie. Tell him. You can talk. Well, she talks a lot more when
the camera's not on. Yeah. No, I get it. People, it's when you're not used to this, it's hard.
I'm a louder talker than I am.
There you go.
Yeah, I talk loud. So Susan's mom is from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
From where?
Minnesota.
What part of Minnesota?
You put me under the gun. I have
Brainerd, Minnesota.
Know exactly where that is.
Her maiden name is Thielen. So somewhere down the line, Susie is related to Adam Thielen. We just haven't been able to track it down because Susan's mom's side of the family is all gone. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
But somewhere down there, we don't personally know him, so don't ask us. Hey, can you get some autographs?
Yeah. Right.
I believe he's my second cousin, but because he's not like listed ancestry-wise and things like that, because it's personal, and usually people don't do that unless they're passed. It's really hard to track that, but we believe he's my second cousin.
And they're all from the same area.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's somewhere down there. Just it's unfortunate.
Yay!
There you go. He's a great receiver.
He is.
Hey, Airtime, I gotta say something. That's awesome. I gotta say something for you, and this is towards you guys too. Airtime just commented. He said somebody else said something about RSR and it kind of the YouTube channel being the first family like channel as far as having everybody involved like in the card community. But Airtime says agreed. RSR, the first family of YT YouTube. So we're gonna stamp you guys as the first family of YouTube, and it's cool. Like I always say, anytime I talk about these guys, I talk about how awesome I think it is that they do what they do when they do their auctions every Sunday. And if you guys haven't been there, you need to make sure you do. And if somebody's not dropping a link, I hope somebody will a mod while we're doing this for their YouTube channel so you can give them that love. But I always love how we see it as a family atmosphere. Whether it's Susan is always with Rob, regardless. Typically, Bubba is there when he can be, but sometimes he's out traveling, checking out his bands, doing what he loves to do, being a kid. I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah.
But it is awesome. If you guys haven't been to a Sunday auction for RSR, you guys need to definitely check it out. If somebody could drop their link again while he's on here, I would greatly appreciate it, as everybody else has been earlier. Sue and Rob, Noah wants to thank you for all you do. So, Noah,
you are quite welcome.
Yeah, Noah wants to say, Fins are up, so did they take Burrow number 1, I'm assuming?
So we're already rolling, huh?
What's that?
I didn't realize the draft started yet.
Well, they already knew who was going to go first, pretty much, so... Yeah, so what did they take, Burrow?
Oh, so the Finns traded up to 1?
No, that can't be it. Did they not pick one? Did Bengals not already draft?
I'm confused.
No, Bengals are still on the clock.
Okay.
Are they not?
Smash says Miss Sue is queen of invoicing.
Smash, I try.
Yeah.
Everything I'm seeing is they're still on the clock.
Okay.
The Bengals.
Hey, we just want to say real quick, we just want to say thanks to all of you out there. I started getting into card collecting again and I found Eric Jabs back when I was experiencing some post-traumatic stress disorder from my job as a firefighter. And I just started watching more, and then I got to meet, different people, and I found Defness, found True Seekers, found Jason, and then from there, everything's just been going up, and we couldn't have done what we're doing with the auctions, with getting over 1,000 subscribers, without all of you. So thanks to all of you. Thanks to Defness. He's a huge supporter and has really guided us. And Smash and Mindy, they have done wonders for our channel, bringing their folks over to us. So that's been great. But we wanna help get Smash and Gypsy over 1,000 also.
Absolutely.
So that's huge on our agenda. But yeah, we're not in this to make money. Actually, she keeps me abreast of how much money I've spent But yeah, it's about just help people grow their PCs and finding new friends out there. So
did you guys already tell on any of your streams the news you told me yet? The new news.
Sorry, what was that?
Did you tell anybody on any of your streams yet about the news you told me about the channel?
Oh, negative. We have not said anything to anybody.
I'm surprised you didn't when you went live the other day. I thought you were going to announce that, like when you said that.
No, I didn't. So we got the official letter from YouTube that we've been accepted and passed all their, whatever it is they look at to monetize the channel. So
awesome.
But after I texted Alec, Defness was the next one I texted to let him know that we made it.
That's awesome, guys. Thanks
to you guys.
Yep. And again, I talked about this, I think, on Sunday on my drive back from Duluth, but I talked about how cool it is to see. And some of you guys in here that are 100 sub people, 300 sub people, 500 sub people, 700 sub people, whatever you are. Now, if you don't fall right on that number, forgive me, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're standing. But we talk about how if you continue to work on it, and you're consistent with it, you will get there. And I remember RSR. I remember it was around the national time. I mean, it was before the national when me and him were really starting to connect and talk. But I remember when they were doing their auctions and they were like, we're going to start doing auctions on Sundays. I remember all that. And I remember how it was like anyone else when anybody else starts an auction. When you're just starting, you're only going to have so many people because not very many people know about you yet. But then everybody starts talking about it. You start doing it. You start putting in the work. And it's that consistency. And I talked about this Sunday when I brought RSR up, when I talked about them. To see them where they are, they were, 10 people, 12, 14, 15, and see it continue to grow. And then they had just an amazing weekend 2 weekends ago with Chris B on Saturday with all Chris B's cards and doing all that for him and raising all that money and selling the cards for him, using their platform to do that to help Chris, which was amazing. And all you guys helping out, whoever was there that bought in, whatever. But just incredible. Absolutely incredible. And they were up to 60 people. Easily. There was 60 people that were watching. So if you guys think that you can't get there, they're an example. I'm an example. There's a lot of people that are examples. You just have to stay consistent. You have to stay engaged. You don't be a negative person within the hobby or the community. Stay positive. Try to help push other people. It's like I was talking to Smash earlier too, and I said how Smash reminds me how they run their company, and it's like BITG and some other people, how they run their company, Eloy, whatever, Jimmy Guns not a breaker, he's an auction guy, he's one of our big father guns guys of the community, love him, he's my brother, but how, like, what was I trying to say, how they're networking, they're networking type of people, meaning they don't make it all about them. Nothing is ever about just them. It's not a me thing. It's how can I help other people? And what I was telling about Rippin' and Gypsy and them is how if I were breaking, I would be breaking and running it the same way I'd run it now. I would be shouting out everybody else. I'd be talking about everybody else. I'd be talking about other breakers. I'd be saying how these guys do this. Go check these guys out. Competition is great. But networking and working as a team is even better. And I even see that on YouTube levels as influencers that aren't in a card community that say, hey, it's cool to compete against each other as being big influencers, but what if we came together and like did something as like a business or help network and expand out, and how much bigger we can get. Me and Guns talk about all the time. Like, me and Guns, when we decide we want to do some things, like, the things we can do together are so much larger than the things we can do on our own. You know,
No doubt.
and that's everybody. That's with everybody. So
It took about 18 months to even start to, get some consistency with how our auctions went, to get more of a crowd. So, yeah, you're right, Def. It's like we had, 10 people or so, and it actually started to do an auction by accident one night. We were just opening some product, and someone's like, hey, will you sell that? And here we go, So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we picked Sunday afternoons because we tried to find somewhere where nobody else was on. So that's how we ended up on Sundays, not any reason besides that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be hard though for new breakers or new auction people if they're trying to find a time that's open, because there's so many things going on. So you're just going to have to go for it. Try to network with guys like Defness, Smash, Guns, Eloy,
yourself. I mean, you can put yourself in there. You don't gotta say you can't now. You got that.
We're just humbled to be part of such a great community. Again, it's not without everybody that it's in our community that helps make things grow for all of us. And you hit it on the head, Defness, where you can't do it by yourself.
Right.
You need to be true to other people. Can't get anywhere by stabbing people in the back. Just be nice, be considerate, and just be mindful of other people's feelings. And before you know it, you'll start to get those 100 subs, 200 subscriptions, and so forth.
Right.
And next thing you know, a couple years later, you're doing the things you wanted to do. It just takes a little bit of work and commitment.
And card traders, you dropped a super chat. I'm going to look at the rest of the chat too. I'm going to get to that in a second, but I just want to say one thing. If you guys, like what he's saying about working together and being positive, if you guys, here's what I would tell any of you guys, and here's what I'm teaching myself. If you guys have an issue or a problem with something somebody's done or something that's going on, you don't have to go and talk behind their back. How about just contact them? How about try to work it out as an adult? How about try to be like, hey, you know what? I don't like the approach you did, or I don't like how you said this specific thing. It felt like it was impacting me, or was about me, or you were talking about me. Just contact them and see if you can work it out, because it's better that way than doing something else and doing something without thinking it through and just going off and making a video or doing something. I mean, I've been down that road and I don't want to do it again, and I never will again. I've learned my own lessons. But so Card Traders Network says, Rob, would you be interested in a trade? Like, I think he's talking like you guys between Broncos.
I'm not trading her. Sorry.
No, I don't think he's asking about trading the wife. He's talking about trading cards. I think either a trade in the draft or cards, because he's the Broncos guy, the new Broncos guy we got in the community now. Card Traders Network.
Yep. Well, yeah. Just stop by on Sunday during our auction, and remind me, and we can get you our email, and we can network that way. I'm always looking to, help my Broncos PC. And my PC's been dwindling a little because I've been helping Smash build Mindy's.
Yeah.
That's okay. As Truth always has said, it's only cardboard.
Yeah.
And it's about networking and helping other people, enjoy this this card community. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think you do it the same way I do it. Like, even if it's a card that'd be in my PC, I'd be like, you know what, if this would make someone else's day, or this would be better for somebody else and they would feel cool by getting this, whatever, just go ahead and do it. Just give it to them. Absolutely. Just donate it, whatever.
Absolutely. But I do want to say also, I could not do what we do on Sundays without Susie. And Alec is usually part of the three of us, but since Alec's been working Sundays, Susan's been picking up the slack. And the only reason you get your cards, the right cards, just because of this gal. Because I'm running around, looking for cards, And yeah, I couldn't do it without her. I'm lucky to have her. We've been married, be 28 years this year. So yeah, I'm lucky to have her, and she supports this. She's not a sports lover. She just supports me. So I'm really lucky to have her help me with it.
That's awesome. So there you go. Get the kiss on screen. So RSR, you love Broncos. I'm gonna ask you a couple hobby questions here. We'll just get to know Rob a little bit. What age was it that you first ever got into cards? I'm not saying about how you've kept it consistent, because you probably took breaks and gaps just like most of us have. But when was it that you first got into collecting cards?
Well, in my 5, 6, 7 years old, collecting cards back then, and then probably till you hit the tweeners years, 13, 14, when girls are starting to look good, as opposed to all your cards.
Right.
And then from there, high school, I really didn't do any collecting all through. Susie and I got married in '92, and then until about a couple years ago, Susie and I would hit estate sales and go to different auctions just for fun, and I started finding these whole big collections for nothing. And so I started getting the itch a little bit then.
Yep.
And
I
then,
didn't help that.
and then, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when I was having trouble sleeping at night, then I kind of, I found Jabs and then found all of you guys. So I've only been really back in it a couple years.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of how many years back it was that I got into it. It's probably been 4 or 5 years, but yeah, about the same kind of thing. Was there anybody that, when you were younger, so when you first got into it, was there anybody that was in your life, a family, like a father, a mother, a brother, cousin, or anybody that got you into cards, like the first go-around when you were younger, when you were a kid?
Yeah, probably my grandpa. I remember my mom's dad, he had some cards, and of course I wish I had them now.
Right.
And then I remember distinctly in 1977, my parents are also Bronco fans.
Yeah.
But I remember I was out in the yard playing. We were playing football, and I wasn't really into football, like watching TV. But that's when the Broncos beat the Raiders 20-17 for their first appearance in Super Bowl 12. And
Wow.
that's when, boom, I was like, I want to be a Bronco. I want to, follow the Broncos. So since 77, when they went to their first Super Bowl, 77, 78. So, yep, that's when it all started, the Bronco stuff for me.
And there I was, 6 years old. Where's my roller skates?
Do you recall, or do you remember any kind of name on any cards from when you were younger, like that you're like, man, I wish I was sort of like any Mantles or like anybody? Was there anybody in specific that sticks out that you can remember?
One I remember distinctly. There's two of them. One, I had a Walter Payton rookie.
Oh, nice.
And I thought Payton was cool. I held on to it.
Yeah.
Which I didn't keep. And then another one was the old Hank Aaron card that I thought was just so cool. And my grandpa would tell me, this guy can hit the ball, And
right.
That's the one that really stuck out to me with my grandpa.
Right on. Here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I told you guys I'm gonna do some things tomorrow in tomorrow's stream. It's gonna be a short stream tomorrow, but I'm gonna do some giveaways. I'm gonna do some credits. I'm gonna do some different things. So one of the things I'm gonna do in stream tomorrow, I am going to do a $25 credit for auction credit for RSR. As him being on here and joining. I'm going to do one for Rip and Gypsy and Smash's, their breaks or site or whatever as well. So, guys, keep that in mind for tomorrow's stream. I'll be adding them as well as Guns, BITG, Rippin', RSR. So, those four for sure I'll be doing $25 credits for each. So, keep that in mind.
Appreciate that, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anything to help you guys out. Love you guys. You guys are a great channel.
When you get a credit with us, you win, the $25 or, whatever. The $4 shipping we cover that. We don't make you spend $4 on shipping.
So it's more like winning $29 too, because it's it's at least it could even cost more than that to ship, but
yeah, shipping's not cheap.
It is not cheap. Anything else you want to share with us, Rob? Anything, any cool sports story or anything, collecting story or anything like interesting that you have on the top of your head you want to share as far as like a story or anything?
Oh gosh,
While you're on here,
on the spot. I just remember playing sports in high school, and I was the guy playing sports, and Susie was the cheerleader.
okay, that's how you guys met.
But no, it wasn't.
Oh,
No.
okay.
What are we? 3 years apart? 4 years apart? So, anyway, no. I grew up in Arvada, Colorado, which is a suburb northwest of Denver, and Susie grew up in Denver, in the Denver area. Totally different ends of the world, so to speak.
Okay.
And we met through a friend. Back when her and I were both kind of lost in our lives and looking for we didn't know what, but yeah, we met through a friend. And we
Okay.
went on our first date one night, and we've been together every single night since, except our wedding night. So, yeah. As far as sports stories, though, gosh, I should have stuck with soccer instead of football.
Yeah.
I played a lot of soccer growing up, and I was pretty good at it. I used
Yeah.
to make all the all-star teams, and then I got hit high school, and all my buddies were football players. So I had to be cool. Otherwise, maybe I could have played at a small college. But
How cool would that have been, man? RSR playing soccer, like some pro or semi-pro soccer, or he'd have stories for us to tell at this time. Like, hey, I played for this, and he'd be doing videos, like YouTube videos when he's not doing auctions, and he'd be showing us these crazy kick things and off to whatever's.
After that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you would have continued it, you would have been on
yeah.
a semi-pro
Yeah.
team, and then you
No doubt.
retired or something. Like, hey,
No doubt.
here's Rob,
Yeah,
and I'm going to show you this.
The big things I remember, though, growing up with baseball is the Denver Bears were the AAA team here in Denver because we didn't have the Colorado Rockies then.
Yeah.
We had the Colorado Rockies hockey team back in the 70s and late 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I remember watching a lot of players because the Denver Bears was the AAA club for the Montreal Expos. So the reason I collect Tim Raines is because I saw him play at Mile High Stadium, the Broncos' old stadium. I got to see Bryn Smith pitch. I got to see Andre Dawson. He got, sent down to work some of his hitting mechanics out.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm so big on grabbing Expos cards is because I got to see them. And that was pretty cool as a kid to see those players. And then, of course, they played up in the major leagues. So
Yeah.
that's why I collect Expos.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So Joe Burrow did go number one. I'm kind of shocked that they took that long. I almost wondered if they were like trying to see how many people were going to come up with what kind of offer, if they could drop and land somewhere else.
Several ones.
So Washington is on the clock, but man, it's crazy.
Huh. Wow.
Chris Bolden, have a good night, brother. He says Gold Titans. He's going to go watch
Chris,
the draft, but have a good night, brother.
Love you, man. Hey, be aware, too, the 49ers have their first round pick, and then they don't pick until the 5th round. So watch the 49ers. They may be trading that pick to try to maybe get some second and third round picks.
Right.
So watch that one, too. They're a couple picks above the ahead of the Broncos. I think they're at 11 or 12.
Right. And Fox Bama, it's not Smash. I always tell Smash this in streams. It's not Smash you're looking for YouTube. It's actually Rippin' Gypsy. So that's Smash's. That's his wife. That's the channel that they actually promote or do. Card Trader Network. Yeah. If you give me an email, you could come on whenever. You could come on next. But
Hey, well, I just saw Blood's in the stream, Blood X, and I have Blood X, and I would like to say something about Blood in his channel.
Yeah.
When we were flirting, between 800 and 1,000 subscribers, and this was when you were just getting over 1,000 def.
Yeah.
We found Mark and Blood X.
Oh yeah.
And getting in his live streams, networking with people. Subscribing to other people, doing it the right way. You need to go like a video, subscribe, leave a comment.
Yep.
And that was the.
Keep talking. I'm gonna make a drink quick. Keep talking.
Okay. Yep. So the only reason we were able to get over that 1,000 was because of Blood X and everything that he did for us. So if you guys are looking to grow your channels and just hit some live streams, go and subscribe to Blood X. He has many live get together, so to speak, so that everybody can network. It is kind of a pain to have to go to the, like, copy someone's name and then paste it into the search bar. We can't click on them anymore and go to their channel, which makes it hard. But it's not that big of a deal to have to, copy and paste. So go out and, make sure you guys subscribe to BloodX and check out his live feeds. When you see people in the chat, I guarantee if you copy and paste and, subscribe to them, hit the like, hit the thumbs up, and leave them a comment, I guarantee whenever someone does that to us and it goes to our Gmail, so I see someone new subscribe, I'm going to go back and subscribe to them. And that's the etiquette we have with YouTube and with our card community. You don't have to go out asking people to subscribe to you. People will, if you give them a chance and you actually show them the consideration of going and watching, one or two of their videos and being a good subscriber. So that's what I've learned from Def. That's what I've learned from Blood. All these guys, True Seekers, BITG, all of them that have paved the way for us to be where we are. Let's see, got to roll and get ready for the Rip and Gypsy stream. Much love to you, Michael. So yeah, guys, check out Rip and Gypsy. They're going to be live in, I think, half an hour. Let me see if I have the right link here.
You're gonna go for it.
No, I don't. I'm gonna put Rip and Gypsy's link in.
Or edit.
Another Blood, can you throw Rip and Gypsy's link into the chat for us? Rip and Gypsy, like Def said, they have done so much for us in a short amount of time. Him and Mindy, they just are great people, and like Jeff was saying tonight, it's just they're always looking to help others out, and they're always looking to help people grow their PC. We've got this llama thing going on where I don't know where the llama is.
I got a llama here that you guys sent me.
Yep, we got your llama. Here's our llama. One night, funny story about the llama. One night, Bubba was in Gypsy's live stream, and then Guns was also there, and of course, Guns and Bubba were both drinking, and so something came up, got a llama break, a Tops llama break, and they're both like, "Hey, let's split it, let's go for it." And now, since people are just going crazy over these llamas,
Love them.
Cool stuff, yeah. And Smash and Gypsy are the ones that get it. I have no idea where to find Tops llamas.
You know why? Because we all want to be part of the llamas.
There you go. There you go. There's yours. Awesome. Yeah, llamas are cool.
So, let's see what else. I'm trying to catch up on chat here. So, Richard W. says, so what crazy trade or trades do you see tonight, Rob? Do you see any crazy trades in the draft at all? Like,
crazy trades?
between the draft?
I don't know what's going to be crazy, but I do think 49ers are going to grab a lot more picks for that first pick, possibly to try to, fill out the roster besides just one player for the first 5 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Broncos move up. I wish one of my boys was sitting here because they keep track of that a little closer than I do, Cade. Yeah. But other than that, I don't know a lot that's going on with trades. I haven't heard much. So I would have thought maybe the Burrow. Somebody might want Burrow really bad. Burrow's really bad, but that obviously didn't happen. So that was the only one I thought really might change is either the first or second pick where someone had to have, one of those 2 players. So it's already passed, I guess. So I have no idea where we're at in the draft right now.
Oh, we're still second pick. Chase Young just went. Chase Young, Ohio State. Yep, Chase Young just went. So he was just drafted. So Lions are on the clock. Eloy is on the clock. Let's see how much they mess this one up.
Eloy the GOAT. Yeah, they're going to take a receiver. Don't they always take receivers?
Yeah, they just stack up receivers so that they can't work on the rest of their team.
Okay, hey, Susan's got to go meet a friend.
Okay.
So say bye, Susan. Everybody say bye to Susan.
See you later.
Bye, Susan. Thank you for joining us. It's good to put a face to the name.
Moms getting together so we can go put some some goodies, some basket goodies together for our seniors, our 2020 seniors that are missing out. So.
Yeah, right. You guys are going clubbing to the clubs that aren't open right
Oh
now.
my gosh, I wish. Right now, I'm
Whoa. She's going to be calling Rob at 2 in the morning. You need to come pick
that's
me
all
up.
right. I encourage it. She's sick. She's sick of me, you know.
Right. No. Oh, look at her. Look at you like, what? Well, you put me on the spot?
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do and helping out and putting up with this guy. We love it. He keeps him going. So,
Well,
Yeah.
have a good night. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Careful, okay. See you in a bit. Bye. Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we can get you in here a little bit better. All right. Just because it's harder with 2 on the.
Yeah, it is.
But it's all good. I love it, man. It's good to see both you guys on, and it's good. I think it was cool that you did that too, because now so many of the people that are actually in here have been in your auctions if they're not in your auctions every day, and now everybody can put. Most people have put a face to your name because you've done some videos and you've had some thumbnail pictures as well with you showed your face.
Right.
But maybe not everybody's seen your wife, so now they can put the name to the face, and it's it's good.
Sorry, guys. I know
you're
dashed
good.
a lot of hopes with what you're seeing right now. Actually, the mustache. My buddy Jimmo, he passed away 2 years ago, September, from pancreatic cancer. He was my best friend of 20 years in the fire service. Him and I did everything together. But he had a mustache, and he always had his nice hairdo and stuff. Just a good-looking dude. And when he had to do chemo, everything fell out, his hair and everything.
Oh, no.
And he was bugging him, so he kept wearing a hat. He goes, I wish I could get my mustache back. I told him, hey, I'll wear a mustache for you, and I'll shave it when you are cancer-free. And so, yeah, he ended up passing away. So told Susie, sorry, it's staying, because that's my tribute to my best friend that passed away. So usually I wouldn't have a mustache, but I've had it for a couple years now because of my friend died of.
Hey, it looks good, man. You rock it. You rock a good stash. Hey,
yeah,
nothing
it's
wrong
the
with
old
it.
firefighter stash.
Pick is in for the Lions, Rob. Who's it gonna be? Are they gonna take another receiver? Is it gonna be a receiver, Judy or Jefferson, or what's that other guy, Ragor for TCU?
They're gonna pick a quarterback for a backup to Stafford to learn.
Let's see here. It says it's in. I'm waiting for it. I love it how it's so delayed. It's like pick is in, and they just take forever because the what's his nuts has got to sit there and he's got to be ready to do it. Okay, here's the pick. The pick is in. Pick is in. Any other cool stories, RSR? You want to tell us anything you got that you can think of off the top of your head for these guys, just to have them have a thing to link to
I'm
you?
not like Michael. I just can't pull things out of a hat and talk about it. I'm usually a pretty good talker, but I think my story is I've been in the fire service 21 years. Married. Susan and I have been married almost 28. We got 3 kids. Our oldest is Alec. He's 25. Our daughter's 21, Ashlyn, going to college in Colorado Springs. And Cade is 17. He'll be 18, but he's graduating this year from high school, and he'll be going to college in the fall. So I'm retiring soon. I'm having to take a medical retirement earlier than I thought, but I've had 3 surgeries, jacked up my back. I fell out of structure fire and almost broke my back. So I've got chronic back and hip pain from that stuff.
Yeah.
Just enjoy your young years when you can bounce back. Enjoy your family. Don't forget about those that have helped you get to where you're at in whatever you do. Always respect those that have walked before you. If you're ever going to say something to somebody and you have to look over your shoulder before you say it, you don't say it. And I was taught that a long time ago. So little things in life. Don't forget, definitely about your parents, your brothers and sisters. Everybody helps you get to where you are. So if there's anything I can change, it would be more family involvement with my mom and dad, which I'm doing now. They're both still alive. They're both 80 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see them as much as I can. I had a great childhood. I'm not saying it was bad or anything, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
just-
Well, but anybody would love to have as much time, and that's, dude. You bring up a really good thing, and I'm gonna touch on it real quick. And it's not linked to my dad or anything, even though that's another thing that I try to continue to work on, even though we don't have a great relationship, is trying to be there because I know he's not gonna be here forever, and I know that it's probably gonna come sooner than later. But you know, you guys, maybe most of you that know me that aren't as new to the channel, whatever, know that for a while Thursdays I'd either have to do a really early stream or whatever because I'd go visit my grandmother, not my great grandma, my grandmother, who is it's my real dad's mom. But we have a very good relationship, and we had a very good relationship when I just graduated high school. And in fact, I would take her, when I was just graduating high school, I'd go pick her up in Cannon Falls, and I'd drive her back into Eagan and take her to like the Minnesota Zoo and stuff, because I'd always ask her, what things do you want to do that you haven't done or you haven't been to? Trying to spend time with her. And then there was just a gap in my life, probably when I was on pain pills and whatever, but I just kind of distanced myself from a lot of people besides my kids. And because I was still with them and had them every weekend and everything else and doing what I was supposed to do with them, but I wasn't doing it with anybody else. I was distancing myself. And I made it a point to get back into seeing her at least once a week. She's 93 years old. She still moves around. She still knows what's going on. Both my grandparents on both sides, my mom and my dad's, live forever. My grandfathers have been gone for years, but they had great genes. But I make it a parent to spend time with her every week, and I haven't been able to now because they closed us off with this whole virus thing. You can't go to the nursing homes. But guys, I'm saying this with anybody or any of your loved ones in your life or anyone that's close family. Try to make it a parent to spend as much time as you can, because it's always us that are saying, after something happens and after someone passes, I wish I would have spent more time with that person. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I wish.
Yeah.
Don't make it a
Totally
wish.
agree.
Say that when the time comes that, you know what? As much as I wish I could have spent more time, I'm glad I did this weekly. I'm glad I did this every other day. I'm glad I went and saw this person every day, if that's the case and that's what you could do. Whatever it is. But we only live so long. We're all going to die one day. We all know that. We can't live forever. We wish we could. We can't. And we don't know when our time is going to come. So do the best you can to be around the ones you love and spend that time as much as you can with them. And again, things that happen in our lives, issues we have, it's like I always say, like I've been really trying to focus this year with the positivity thing, Rob. I've really been trying to focus on trying to make amends, or at least trying to, anybody that has a problem or an issue with me for whatever it is, to just talk to me about it. Like, hey, let's work it out. And you know what? Maybe you don't have to still like me, or maybe you still see me as this, but at least try to talk to me about it. Try to work it out with me. Let's try to make it better.
Right.
That's all we can do.
It's better to go straight to the person, because when you get other people involved, it gets blown out of proportion every single time.
Right.
And in some cases, when you do have a disagreement with a friend and things aren't clicking to where you're not communicating, if you have a good friend that can be a little bit of a mediator that we're all friends with, that's great. Actually, Defness helped me with a little bit of a spat that I had with one of my good friends, and you have to have people you trust, because I consider Jeff a good friend. So, but don't go any farther than that. Try to keep it in very, very small circle of where it goes, because it'll just get blown out of proportion.
Right. Yep, exactly. And again, it's like we talked about. I think I talked about this a little bit yesterday, and I've talked about this with some people in our community too. But if you see somebody as let me reword this. If you see somebody that's controlling or making you feel like you don't want to be a part of like the hobby anymore or a group or whatever just because of a single person, don't let that individual decide what you're going to do. Don't let that individual make you stop doing something you love or being a part of something you love. And I see it so often. I see people like reach out to me and say that they're just done or they're this or that because of this person or that person. Don't let that control you. I let that happen to me a while ago, months ago, when I disappeared for a while and I wasn't feeling good as well. Health was part of an issue too, but and then I started realizing that, you know what? I'm not going to let somebody else or a couple people that don't like me stop what I love to do or stop what I love to be a part of. Just don't let that do that. Don't let that control you.
Yeah, you can't care too much about what people say about you, because it's not going to change anything by dwelling on things that have already happened.
It's not.
You can fix things. You can make things better.
Right.
But by dwelling in the past, I know that everybody has a different story. We all have this walk in life that we all come together, and we meet all in the middle at one point or another. But yeah, you can't dwell on things. My wife always tells me that, because I'm a feeling person, and I get upset when something isn't right. When I had a disagreement with a friend, Defness knows, I was texting him trying to figure out a disagreement I had with someone. You just have to let it go sometimes and move on.
Right. Agreed.
Where are we at, Def? I don't have anything up on the draft here.
So the Lions actually took a cornerback from Ohio State. Jeff Aduka went for the Lions, took a corner. Jeff Aduka.
Okay.
Giants pick is in, but it's still sitting there. Pick is in, so we're still waiting on the actual pick. What's up, Zach? Cool. How you doing, brother?
So, Def, do you have anybody else that wants to jump on with you?
Well, this card.
My boys are downstairs.
No, you're good.
Come down and watch the draft with them.
You're good, man. You can pop off here. Card Traders Network. I sent you an email link. I don't see you popping in here anywhere. Anybody else want to join? Otherwise, I'll get ready to close her down here in a minute. We can just close it down if we have to. We're losing people like quickly, and I don't know if it's my internet or what, or if we're.
I think it's just people going to watch the draft. So Def, so tomorrow you're not live streaming?
No, I'll be live at probably 5 usually on Fridays. Okay. I'm gonna do I'm going to give the credits away, so I'll be giving a credit for your auction, Rip and Gypsy, BITG, Guns. It won't be anything special. It'll be a hour stream, just a normal.
And where are you going Saturday? You going anywhere?
Probably going to try to see what downtown St. Paul is like. Find some area around St. Paul, some scenic, and we'll see what the people are like, and maybe walk downtown St. Paul a little bit and see if it's as eerie as downtown Minneapolis was. I don't know.
I've only gone through Minneapolis, St. Paul, the airport, and on a transfer. So I've never been there. My dad's twin brother, my Uncle Tom, he owned a resort, Birch Lake Resort in Upper Wisconsin, before he passed away. So I'd spend my summers up there with him, helping him run his resorts. I do think that's beautiful country out in your parts.
Yeah. Giants just picked Andrew Thompson, tackle from Georgia. Dolphins got a tackle. Excuse me.
Andrew Thomas. Because and on all the talk here, they were thinking, our radio guys were thinking Andrew Thomas might be available to the Broncos at 15. So that's a little bit of a surprise.
Hang on. Stay on here while Hobbyist is going to come on here in a second.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Card Traders Network, brother. I sent you an email link, but I'm not seeing you come up anywhere, so I don't know if you didn't check the email or what. I don't remember what Card Hobbyist email was. I just need him to type it in quick in the chat.
Thanks for putting that in there, Unfester. Appreciate that. Zachary Johnson put his email in the chat.
So.
Yeah, but while Devness is trying to get someone else on here, again, I just want to say we're just from me and from my family, we're just very honored to be part of this card community. I had no idea 2 years ago it would be here where we are now, in the way of what we're doing and doing the auctions. We really would like to offer maybe some small breaks. We haven't really got there yet. I need to talk Defness about the right way to do that, but we just like to offer some low cost things like BITG does. Just for another option. But yeah, that's just kind of what we see maybe doing in the sometime near future.
I love it. I love it.
But for now, it's just going to be our Sunday deal, doing mail videos, things like that.
Your guys' your name and your brand matches that though. Like you could do auctions and you could do breaks, and you guys did like kind of tickle the break. Yeah, one time you guys did. You had a good break. You had a good break, and there's a lot of different ways we could go about it to help you.
I pulled an Acuna auto out of.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think archives, and that's fun. That's fun to pull someone a really awesome card.
Right.
I really enjoyed that.
Yep. Yeah. So guys, again, RSR Cards and Collectibles, love them. We're gonna call them our first family of YouTube in the card community as a whole, as a group. But Rob is kind of the face of it. Susan is around. Her voice is in every auction as well. She does a lot of the back end help with him and invoices, and he said that many times. Bubba, his son, is a big part of it as well. He does a lot of the good stuff on the back end with getting the llamas and all the other fun stuff.
Comedy relief.
Yeah. Yep. So. Everybody, make sure somebody, if you could post R&R's link or RSR's link in the chat again as he's about to get off here. I'm gonna let you join your kids.
All right.
You can. Well, where did he go? Oh, there he is. All right, he should be popping in here in a second.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for having us, Defness. Definite honor to be on with you.
Yep.
I look forward to doing the Monday thing a little bit,
cool.
deeper, like Smash was saying.
Yep.
But it's been an honor to be on here, and a sheer pleasure getting to know you as a person, Jeff.
Absolutely, man. You too as well. You're a great friend. I love you, brother. And enjoy it. Enjoy the draft the rest of the night with your boy.
Yes,
all right.
I will.
All right, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
Later.
Take care, guys.
Yep. All right, man. How we doing, buddy? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You got your audio on? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. You got your audio? 1 2 1 2. Obvious.
All right, I got you, Defness.
All right, buddy.
I got you, man.
There you are, brother. You got that Dolphins hat on. Dolphins are on the clock right now. What's gonna happen, brother?
I'm hoping for Tua. I mean, I love Herbert and all, but I think they got to take the plunge with Tua. You know, injury problems and all.
You think Tua? It's gonna be? I'm seeing a pick is in. And we're seeing a lot of Tua time in the chat. Tua's gonna be the next pick. It's Tua time. Zach, I'll get you up next, brother. Hobbyist just said he'd jump on first. So, wait, maybe you were up there. I missed it, man. I'm sorry, brother. I've been having a couple drinks,
I won't
but
stick around long.
it's
It's
fun.
We'll let Zach jump on after the Dolphins pick.
Everybody get up in here. Everybody will get up in here tonight. So what's been good, man? How you been?
Shoot, I'm doing good. Pretty much dealing with all these storms that keep rolling through the south every 3 or 4 days.
Dealing with like tornadoes and all. You getting the tornado stuff?
No, not actually. I'm pretty good around here where I am. I'm close to Augusta, where they had the Masters and all that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's pretty much southern Georgia, southwestern Georgia been getting it worse, but I'm pretty good up here.
Okay. So what you guys anything brewing in on your channel as far as anything coming up? Any of your break stuff? You were kind of doing some of that break, like the little pack break type stuff and whatnot. Still working on that?
Yeah, we still doing that. The Bargain Buster group break where I got a little program that I made up that picks 24 random packs. Okay. It's mostly retail. It's mainly a budget break.
Yeah.
Because I'm a budget person. I'm very frugal when it comes to the hobby.
Yeah.
I really don't get into high end stuff. It's always been my thing. I guess you could call me a little bit cheap when it comes to the hobby. I'm mainly a retail warrior. I love retail stuff. I love blaster boxes and stuff like that. So, when I do breaks or sell any kind of products online on my web shop, it's always, lower price stuff. I try to keep the hobby as cheap as I want it, to spend myself.
And the card hobbyist has got a couple things. He does like his off the cuffs. He does some cool little videos where he goes in on like checking the junk wax and the numbers, and he shows everything. A Tua is a Dolphin, bro. You got
That's what I was
Tua.
hoping for.
You got Tua. There he is. Chargers are on the clock. So, you have that going on. But what else? There were some other things you were doing too. You have like, what is it? What day is it that you do the hobby hangout or whatever? Or what is it called? It's not hobby hangout, but it's is that on Mondays? What day am I thinking about?
Oh, the cardboard happy hour.
There you go. Yeah. So you want to talk about a little bit, like what you do on there?
Yeah, basically the cardboard happy hour is not much different than what you do when you do your cheap auctions. It's pretty much a quickest stream. I try to do it around an hour-ish, but I get to flapping my gums with people in the chat, and it tends to last a little bit longer. and kind of overlaps your stream because you come on pretty much like right after, not too long after I start.
Yeah.
Because I usually try to start at around between 5:30 Eastern time.
Okay. So that's like 4:30 my time. Yep.
Yeah. So pretty much showing the Tua injury on TV right now. I'm like, yeah, sure that's what I like to see. But yeah, so basically, we just hang out, for about an hour or so, chat, talk about whatever, and I sell cheap dime box, quarter box cards, 50-cent cards, stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's mostly just to hang out and chat a little bit because, for me, I'm, not really the most like extroverted guy, but like when it comes to speaking on camera with the chat, I actually kind of enjoy that, especially when it's dealing with sports or cards, because that's right up my alley.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you got the stream on. Can you tilt your camera? It would be to your, let's see, be to your right, to your left. I'm trying to envision it to yours. So
yeah, I'll try to scoot over a little bit.
Oh, other way. Then I had it wrong. So scoot to your right, scoot. There you go. Now you're like more, and then maybe if you can drop it down just a hair, drop the.
Gotcha.
Get you more. There we go. And now you're more. Yep, maybe just a little more. The same way you were scooting before. There you go. Yep, you're like right perfect in the screen right now. And if you have the stream on and you mute it, you can see it. I know you can't see it through this app because it's just how it's connecting our call. It's a whole separate thing, but it's all good. So let's get to know the hobbyist a little bit more, the card hobbyist. For you, like when did cards become a thing for you? When were sports cards introduced to the card hobbyist? Like the first time they were introduced?
So I didn't collect cards really as a young kid. I think most people get started around age 8, 9 years old. They start collecting cards.
Yeah.
I really didn't get started until I was about closer to 12.
Okay.
I was always a big football fan. Growing up in South Florida at that time, there was no baseball team. Right before I moved away from Florida, the Heat started up. So I wasn't like the hugest basketball fan. Really all South Florida had was the Dolphins and the Miami Hurricanes. And the Hurricanes were, pretty much at the top of college football back then. Dan Marino was the king of Miami, so it was all football. So, I was a huge football fan. Still am a huge football fan.
Yeah.
By far, it's my favorite sport.
Yep.
But when I moved to Georgia, I was, I think, 12 at the time. And it happened to be 1991, which is a special year for not only the Braves, but the Twins as well.
Yeah.
That was the year that both teams went worst to first.
Yeah.
So, if you remember what it was like in, growing up being a Twins fan.
Oh, yeah.
When your team is going on a roll like that. So, I came into Georgia at a time when everything was the Atlanta Braves. It was huge. It's like this team that had been forever bad for like the whole 80s.
Yeah.
All of a sudden is now this thing, and cards were just blowing up. This is the middle of the the overproduction era, and so like I moved to Georgia, didn't really have any friends, but like the friends that I did get met in the neighborhood and all that, they were all collecting cards, and I was like, what, I want some cards. So I started begging my parents whenever you go to the grocery store or the gas station.
Yeah.
Hey, can you buy me a pack of cards and all that, and that's how it started. So I actually started with baseball. And I only collected for a few years because That was like middle school, and then right after middle school, you get into high school, and your interests change. They don't. You're not really interested in cards as much as
Right.
other things, and
Right.
so I kind of got out of it until 2007. I kind of jumped back into it for a little while. I just happened to be in Walmart and saw a pack of cards, and I'm like, I was really surprised. I'm like, these are still a thing? Like, I thought that fad was well over.
Yeah.
Around 2007. Crazy said I fired Florida.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, that's how I got into it. And back then, 2007, 2008, 2009, I got into it, and I started blogging. I used to have a blog where I would blog about baseball cards and collecting and all that. I did that for quite a few years. But I've had an off and on relationship with the hobby for quite a long time. But then when I started doing YouTube, it kind of reignited my interest in it, and I've been going pretty heavy on it since last year.
Nice. So that's really what drew that was what really ultimately drew your interest back into the hobby. Do you collect all sport? Is there just football? Is it football, baseball, basketball? Is there other non-sport things you collect too, or is your focus primarily on like football or football and basketball?
It's mainly football and baseball.
Okay.
Mainly baseball, which is funny because baseball is like probably my second favorite sport.
Right.
With football being my favorite, but I love collecting baseball a lot more than I like collecting football.
Right.
So it's weird. I don't know why it's like that because I enjoy the sport of football more. I think it's just because when I started collecting, it was about baseball. It was about the Braves. So I still love collecting Braves cards. When I got back in the hobby last year and started doing YouTube, I focused on just Hall of Famers. I collect Hall of Famers.
Nice.
I don't really chase stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not into graded cards too much. Whenever I come across a Hall of Famer card I don't have, it goes in my binder. I'm a binder guy. So
yeah. Nice. If there's one thing you'd want to share with us that the people in chat or when they watch this later, because there's a lot of different streams and things going on with the draft, people aren't watching, people aren't BITG, which I probably shouldn't be live right now because he's live. I'm kind of overstepping my boy's bounds, but if there's one thing that you would share with people that they may not know about you, it doesn't even have to be hobby related, that would get a closer connection with the people out there, what would that be? That you would want to share with us.
Right. So one thing that's always kind of interested me, as a side interest, was like psychology and philosophy. I took philosophy when I was in college. I took one philosophy class, and I was like, oh man, this is really cool. Philosophy is a weird subject where you read books and you listen to the author talk in circles about the process of thinking. So therefore you get to thinking in circles while you're reading these books. And it's pretty wild when you dig down deep into what is the reasonings behind the way we think. Is it the way we were brought up? Is it the way that things are built into us, from a fight or flight standpoint? Why do you get anxiety when something's not life-threatening? But I really took a interest into Stoic philosophy and I say it at the end of all my videos, that there's only two things you can control. That's your thoughts and your actions.
Yep.
So if you can't control it, if it's out of your control, it's not really something for you to be too anxious about. Right. Because it's out of your hands. If there's nothing you can do about it, you really can't worry about it. And that applies to everything from life and in the hobby itself. I did a video recently talking about the draft.
Yeah.
And how upset some people get by the draft picks their team makes.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have no control of that. You're not a coach.
Zero.
You're not in that front office. You're not making these decisions. The only thing you can do is cheer for whoever it is that dons the uniform for the team.
Yep.
For it.
Yep. That's a great analogy. Yeah, man. That's something I wouldn't have even thought of but the points you make about that are so right. And I say that all the time. Like, one of my biggest things on my my Twitter, like my Twitter pro bio or whatever, is there's one thing you have to do in this life, and that is make decisions. And that's true. Like, with everything you do, how you approach things, whatever, it comes down to decisions. Like, you You know, I'm going to decide what I'm going to eat today. I'm going to decide if I'm going to get out of bed today. I'm going to decide if I'm going to work today. I'm going to decide if I go off on this person or if I'm going to be friendly with this person. I'm going to decide if I'm going to be friends with this person. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. At the end of the day, it just comes down to decisions, and it's how you make those decisions and how you go about your life is really ultimately, where it gets you and puts you in the places that you are. I mean,
yeah, that is true, and it's the only thing you got control over is what you do.
Right.
Yeah, you can't force your thoughts or your actions upon anybody else to change them. Just you can only focus on yourself first. And I'm not saying that to be selfish in a selfish way. If you focus on your actions to be generous, to be charitable, that's one way to go about it. You're focusing your actions to be generous and charitable.
Yep.
But you're still focusing on your action first.
Correct. Yep. I love it, man. I love it. Oh, so Chargers took Justin Herbert, which is interesting. So they must not have a lot of hope in Easton Stick. Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, who is Easton Stick? I didn't even know who Easton Stick was until I saw his cards popping up.
But a lot of people,
boxes.
I don't know. A lot of people, I don't know if the people just went on a bandwagon if they were Charger fans or what. But there was, whether they were fans or not, a lot of people it seemed like there was a little bit of Easton Stick hype, even when Phillip Rivers was still there. Did it not seem like that?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just I'm pretty sure it's kind of hopeful wishing.
I think you're right.
A lot of parts.
I think you're right.
I mean, come on, his name's Easton Stick. He's got a baseball name. That's not a football name. That's a baseball name.
Dude, do you realize though, just a few minutes ago, your team just got your boy Tua.
Yep, I was hoping they would take Tua over Herbert.
What does Tua do? Do you think he's the thing that really changes this franchise?
I'm a big proponent of being a winner over combine numbers. Herbert has all those combine numbers. I mean, he's a prototypical quarterback, big arm.
Right.
He can move, good size. He's the prototypical quarterback that GMs have dreamed about, ever since the beginning of the NFL.
Right.
But I've always been a proponent for the winner. Back when the draft where the Dolphins took Tannehill, I did not want them to take Tannehill because it just felt like a project for me. And I'm like, why take Tannehill when you have a winner sitting over there by the name of Russell Wilson? And you can just see it. Certain quarterbacks are just gamers.
Right.
They put it all on the line when they're on the field, and I think Tua is one of those players. And, he's got an injury history. It could blow up in the Dolphins' face, but I'm glad they took a chance with a gamer.
Man, it's crazy though. It's just, dude, it's amazing every single year. It amazes me how we sit here and watch guys get picked, and then just see how many guys actually make something happen out of it, and how many guys are just a nobody a couple years from now, where they're gonna be. There's a lot of people gonna be an RG3-ish as in the great first half of his career. People are saying Carolina should take Ruggs. Carolina should take Ruggs. Tua's an injury guy. Texas Sticks is going to be hitting every box. Carolina going to get love if none. I don't know. I'm just reading through these, but
you look at RG3. RG3 was the budding superstar of the NFL up until that leg injury.
Yeah, and and that's it. And that's what people even say about Lamar Jackson. How great he can be, or he's gonna be, or he was from the season. But can he keep that? Can he maintain that as being a scrambling quarterback? Those pocket passer quarterbacks, if they can keep success, seem like the ones that have that long-standing career as a like a Drew Brees. Pocket passer type guy that's going to hang in there for a long time. But I agree, man. I mean, it seems like the NFL is really shifting more towards getting out of that pocket passer, as much as you still see a lot of teams that have a lot of success with pocket passing quarterbacks, if they have that type of quarterback. So, it's, boy, man, it's crazy.
I'm just glad we have some kind of sports on TV that are live that it's a little bit weirder, but...
Right, exactly. So let's see. San Fran gets 13th pick Indy for San Fran. Oh, got from Indy. Okay, I'm trying to see all these different picks. The Miami picks again in 18. Who do you think they're going to grab at 18? Card hobbyist.
I can't give you a name.
Oh,
I'm
man,
thinking
Pat.
they're probably going to go offensive line help. They need help all over the board. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking O-line at that pick, and maybe because they got 3 picks in the first round. I think maybe their last pick they might take a chance on Dobbins from Ohio State.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they might go running back. If not, they'll take a DE or another offensive lineman.
Wow, that's interesting. Cool.
They have a lot of picks, so the Dolphins are going to be a good. If any of y'all getting into group breaks, football group breaks later on this year, the Dolphins have a lot of first round draft picks.
Oh yeah, they do. They literally do. Like they're gonna be that team that are gonna be like impossible to buy in a pick your team.
Yeah,
they used to be the one that was the cheapest that nobody would even buy. They'd have to go in a random Raz to like be one of the last teams they'll figure out who goes who. Oh, Derek Brown, defensive tackle from Auburn, goes to Carolina. That was Justin.
Okay.
Justin. Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. Who is Arizona? Who do you think they go after here? Like what position?
I think Arizona needs defense.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with offensive line, no matter how good your O-line is.
Right.
Because I'm always a big proponent for building up your line depth. Because if you have somebody that's a backup, that's just as good as a starter, you can always trade a starter and get draft picks in return.
I agree. Man, it's gonna be interesting to see that team just on an offensive spectrum with Murray and D-Hop and oh man.
Yeah, that's wild. I can't believe the Texans traded D-Hop. That blows my mind.
And again, it's like I was talking about earlier. Like you never really know. Like scouts are good at what they do most of the time, and you don't know. Like this is a receiver deep draft this year, so were they thinking like, hey, you know what? D-Hop's been around now for a few years. You know, we haven't been able to make it completely happen with him. Do we just get somebody different in that maybe we find somebody that has just a little bit more of a, maybe just a little bit more. I mean, as much as D-Hop has a competitive edge, like last year, before the season started, he wrote on a piece of toilet paper or whatever that I'm going to have, I don't remember how many yards receiving and so many touchdowns, like to break records type thing. And then he just really didn't. Like, well, I think his week 1 was pretty decent. Then he had a bunch of weeks that were just flat. Like, just flat. Like, you know, like, and I get it. It's not all on him. It's his quarterback. Like, is he getting him the ball? Is he getting the opportunities, etc.? But sometimes guys overhype themselves, I think, is what happens. They want to have that mentality. They want to hype that mentality. And then they just pick us in already for Arizona. That was really quick, actually, but they haven't told us who yet. Jaguars are on the clock. Man, the Jaguars are a mess.
They're always a mess. They've been a mess ever.
I know.
The thing is about the Jaguars, they were really good after they were an expansion team when they had Brunell and Fred Taylor and all them back in the late 90s. They were a beast of a team. They got worse.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, I'm a very old school guy when it comes to football. I'm a big proponent of winning in the trenches, defense.
Yep.
Over the flashy skill position people.
Right on. All right, I'm gonna try to breeze through a couple more quick, just to get people in and out of here. I've been on over 3 hours. I think BITG's probably ready to wring my neck because I'm still live, and I probably shouldn't be, and I didn't even realize it. But guys, this is the Card Hobbyist. Again, if you guys don't know who he is, he is an awesome guy. He's got great content on his channel. If somebody will find his link, I know I lost a lot of my mods with this draft thing, but if someone could grab his YouTube link and post it in the chat, I'd appreciate that. Or maybe when he gets back in the stream, he can grab it if nobody else does, so you guys can find him, hit him up, sub him up. And you got any last words for these guys before I switch her over here real quick?
No, I'm good. Appreciate it, Defness. And
as always, brother.
Night.
I appreciate you, man. You're a great dude, great part of the hobby. So I appreciate you being in here, man.
Later, y'all.
All right, thank you. Carson is up. Oh, we got Carson on deck. Carson is on deck. Are you there? What's up, Carson? How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Great. So, you're a big Broncos fan?
Yeah.
All right. So, who are your Broncos going to take? Do you know? Hello? All right. Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm
Zach. Zachio. Where's Zach at?
So, I have a question.
Sure.
What do you prefer more? Collegiate cards of your favorite college team or pro cards of your team, no matter what sport?
Pro all the way. Pro cards all the way.
I feel like the only reason I'd go collegiate would just be the price.
Well, yeah, they're much cheaper, but yes, definitely. I would go pro. All the way.
So who do you think the Broncos are going to get?
The value on the cards are the value of what they're worth is way better as far as if they have their actual professional uniform on versus their collegiate.
That's true.
So, any other questions for me, bud, or what are you just watching the draft and hanging out?
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No. Thanks.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Zach, I sent you a link. I don't know if you got it yet or not. Yeah, why pay lineman when you can squeeze the line out of the young quarterback for cheap? I get it. Yeah. I'm gonna hit back on these. I shouldn't be getting off here because BITG is live. I should not be draft. We'll see if Zach gets on quick, and then I'll bring him on, and then I'm gonna probably kill it for the night and get in BITG stream. So the Jaguars are on the clock. I'm sorry if you guys see the whatever, but I'm waiting for somebody else to pop in here. It's kind of the tail end of this stream. 2 second rounders for him, so I think that was a hard to pass. I emailed it to you, Zach. Check your email, brother. There you are. Alright. Yo! Yo!
Yo,
What up, Zach? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. Just trying to get my camera all set up.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it, man. I had my other camera that just points down to nothing right now, my hobby cam, because I had to get off. But you enjoying the draft so far?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it the best I can. My team don't pick till real late, so
Right. Well, yeah. I don't even have we're 22, so we have quite a few picks yet, and it takes these guys forever. You would have thought like the first pick that people were like they were looking to see what Cincinnati was looking to see what they could get maybe for that Burrow #1 pick, and they were just sitting on it, like just kind of letting it be. Who knows? Maybe Burrow knew pretty much before they even were on the clock, and they just said we're just gonna sit it out and kind of make it like.
I think everybody already knew.
Yeah,
that.
I mean we were pretty much thinking it. But you never know what kind of offer could have came on the table. You never know what somebody could have possibly offered.
But the Bengals need a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
More than probably any team in the NFL.
Well, what is up with that other guy they got that they drafted yet last year, Ryan Finley or whatever? Is he just nothing, or is he just garbage, or what?
Well, here's the thing. Like you were talking earlier about the whole Easton Stick thing since they just drafted Justin Herbert.
Right.
We've seen this with Deshaun Kaiser, too.
Yeah.
Deshaun Kaiser was drafted the year before Baker Mayfield was.
Yeah.
So, basically, I think what's going on is the teams are getting a quarterback 1 year and then the very next year when there's a better quarterback, they're going to get him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so they have
Right.
two young ones that they can bounce off each other.
Right.
So, I mean, that's my logic in it, and I think that's a good way to go.
Oh yeah, I get it, man. So who's the Titans gonna take when they're up? Who do you think?
I don't know a player, but I can tell you what position I would take.
What would it be?
I would take a defensive lineman personally.
Okay.
We lost Jerome Casey. We also lost Logan Ryan, but we have other cornerbacks that can step up.
Yeah.
But we need to fill that void with Jerome Casey.
Yeah.
He was a big guy.
Yeah.
And you also need to look at Jack Conklin on the offensive line.
Oh yeah.
We need to replace him too.
Conklin was crazy. Like Conklin's a big dude.
Yeah, he is. He was a big dude, and him and Lawan were also a great team together.
Yeah. Well, it says the Jaguars pick is in, but I'm not seeing anything up for you. It always takes like 2 minutes once they say the pick's in before it actually comes up. So, yeah, like I said earlier, I think my Vikings, they have to focus on a corner. They have to focus on replacing the Diggs spot, and they have to work on we have to obviously work on our offensive line, which seems to be a yearly go-around thing because of how we draft and who we draft, or someone gets hurt or this or that. But, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. There's still so we are at pick 9, and there has not been one receiver taken yet. That's how deep this receiver draft class is, because there's so many good receivers. People are taking advantage of another spot or a weakness before they jump to that receiver spot. And I get it. I understand it. Like, how different is the number 1 receiver to the number 5 receiver or the number 10 receiver, and how many different positions have to be drafted in different teams' needs throughout the draft, where even if you think you only have 5 good top receivers you like or love, those 5 top receivers are not going to be drafted 1 through 5 or 5 in a row. There's going to be other position needs. So depending upon where you land or where you sit, you can kind of sit back and, you have a pick here, you have a pick here. We'll land this first and we'll go to this later. So, yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see here what the Jags are actually going to do or what they're actually picking.
Yeah, I'm interested in it too, since they're in the same division as us.
It still just sits. Pick is in. That's all we see. Pick is in. Pick is in. That's all we see. All we get. So.
But how you doing, Def?
I'm good, man. I'm about 4 or 5 drinks in. It's a little more than I usually have, but it's draft night, so what the hell? I'll probably wake up tomorrow and go, why did I drink as much as I did? But you know what? Hey, it's almost the weekend.
Only every once in a while.
No, it is. And you know what? It's almost the weekend, and I had another busy, solid week with work, which is, I can't complain. I'm happy with that. So what that means is I can get that much more product for all you guys for giveaways and things for the 24-hour stream, which is going to be absolutely flipping insane in 2 weeks. From tomorrow, it's going to be basically 2 weeks away. Like, that's just crazy. I'm going another 24 hours in 2 weeks.
I remember the first one.
C.J. Henderson, cornerback from Florida, is who Jaguars took. C.J. Henderson just got drafted for the Jags. So they went defensive. They went and got themselves a corner. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing as good as I can be. I can't complain at all.
That's good.
Mean, all the positivity in the hobby is awesome lately.
Yep.
I'm glad to see it. I just can't wait for this draft to be over so that way everything's figured out for the new season.
Right.
But, yeah, just been doing good.
That's good. Picks in already for the Browns. Already. They didn't tell it yet, but it says pick is in. Like on my draft tracker, it says pick is in, which means that they're not on the clock. They already got their pick. They're just delaying on telling us what it's going to be.
Exactly.
So, anything interesting you have coming up or anything you got going on? Channel or anything else?
My YouTube channel has been slowly going. I've been slowly getting it all together. I just did a mail day video and a little football chat with Plowman.
Okay.
He came in and we were talking about stuff.
Cool.
And but I have more mail days coming. I'm gonna try to figure out something else to do on my channel. Like, it all depends on what I can think up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just trying to focus on getting my kids through this homeschooling thing.
Oh man, I bet you. I already know. Like, dude, you gotta tell me. Like, I mean, I have my own kids. My kids are all like at that older age where like they're at that age. Like my daughter's. And here's the other thing that sucks: is my daughter's a senior this year, so she is gonna graduate without actually probably going through an actual real graduation, which really sucks. My son is a junior this year, going to be a senior next year, and then my other ones are, you know, they're 7th, 8th grade, 8th, 9th grade, going to be going 8th, 9th grade, and but I know what you're talking about too with the younger one or the younger ones in that age group, because my sister does daycare, and she even made the comment the other day when I saw her. She goes, yeah, you know, now I'm not only a daycare provider, which she always did, learning things to help with kids that were before school and stuff, to, you know, like work with ABCs and whatever else. But she's like, now I'm teacher too, you know, like, so she's feeling that as well. The daycare providers are feeling that and having to go through it all. So I don't know, man. Yeah, it's crazy to say the least, but I think we're all getting through it. I think everything is going well. You know, I think a lot of the hobby and the positivity within everybody and what everybody does has really helped everybody through this time. I always think about this, and I think about this often. All you guys out there, think about like all you guys that like pop into people's streams and hang out in people's streams. Think about if that wasn't around at all, or if that wasn't even available. Think about, and this was going on. Think about where you would be. Think about where your mindset would be. Think about where your processes and what you do and things you do, because I bet you'd be a lot different. I bet you'd be probably wanting to pull your hair out. I bet you'd probably be maybe not in the same mindset that you are right now. So I'm always thankful for all of us having this platform and this ability to be able to do what we want to do. So Jarek Wills, Alabama tackle, just went to Cleveland. Jets are on the clock. So
They just made another good pick.
Yep.
But let's see if the Browns can turn it into something great.
Right.
My one daughter is up, so.
No, you're good, man. I'm gonna have to kill the stream soon because BITG breaks went live like, I don't know, probably a hour ago, and I usually don't stream over him, and because of the draft thing, I was just like, people still wanted to get on. I wanted to get you guys all on. I didn't, you know how I am. I want to be fair to everybody and give everybody a shot if they want to be on here. We should all be hanging out over there. We should all be watching and supporting him, and I think Eloy's doing something too. I think he went live to do something, so with the draft, so we can all, whoever can hang out over there, or with my boy BITG, whatever you want to do. But you got anything else you want to say for me? Guys, this is Zachary Johnson. He is on YouTube. He does have a YouTube channel. Someone, if they're still in here, to post a link, a mod or anything. I'm not seeing a lot of mods in here anymore. Might have lost most of the people to the dang draft, but I think we did. I mean, we used to be a lot better than we were because of everything going on. So, you got anything else to say to them? Do you want to sound them off for the? Because I'm about to end this in a minute.
Stay safe and stay positive, everybody. Let's keep up the positivity and the hobby and everywhere else, because we all need each other to get through all this stuff.
Absolutely. That's a good thing. All right, guys, and I'm gonna kill it now because go enjoy the rest of the draft. BITG is getting live, Eloy's live, all that's going on. I will be doing a stream tomorrow as usual. I stream every day. I'll be giving away some $25 credits to the gun show, BITG, Rip and Gypsy, RSR. And then I got a special one for the members as well. So, guys, check me out tomorrow. I'll probably be live around 5:30 Central Standard Time, just doing a quick, normal, regular stream. And then Saturday, we'll be back doing the Saturday afternoon IRL stream. So, check that out. I'm trying to figure out where we're going to go, what we're going to do. Zach, I appreciate you coming on, brother. I appreciate everybody that came on tonight. I appreciate you guys all joining me for the start of the NFL draft and us talking through all sorts of different things in the hobby. You know I love y'all. Y'all be safe and good night. Later, guys. Peace.
Later.